It's go time. Go time.
Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it.
What's going on, family? How you doing? Welcome to the Culture Code. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. We got Mr. Trev Smooth, Willie, Nelson, Mont, Humble Dad, me, myself, on Lapeef JR. Welcome to the Culture Code. What's going on, gentlemen? What's going on? How y'all doing?
All is well. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, people?
Try this again. How y'all doing, man? Are y'all happy to be alive? Y'all sound dry, like it's been a long
What's
day.
up, people?
Ain't nothing new. Every day a long day when you living, right? So we gotta make sure we be a little pepped up, man. Act like y'all want to talk and be here, man. Like y'all want to exist. You can all drown me now. That's what old folks do. We young on here. Anyhow, it's good to see you guys. What's going on, Trev? I like that shirt, man.
What it do?
The hoodie?
Appreciate it. Yeah. You know, I get my little hoodies here and there.
Man, you always come in trying to make a fashion statement, man. Gotta step my
Hey,
game
man,
up.
I don't be trying, man. I just,
Natural.
just what I had on today.
Okay. I hear you, man. Must be nice. Willie in the house. What's going on? Mont.
What up? What up?
Like trying to pull it together, huh?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay. All right. So him needs some milk. Somebody get him some tussin, y'all. Get him some tussin. I'm off on the sound effects. Anyhow, man, if you guys haven't already hit the like button, also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Got an excellent show ahead for you guys. Kendra G is in the news again with Paul Pierce. Interesting discussion. So I'm going to play a snippet from that. I got some questions to tie it back into reality, and we're going to go ahead and go from there. Sound like a plan? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this screen up so we can go ahead and start making it make sense. Hold on one second. Bring it like this. All right. I think we're good to go. All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit. Got some questions. Stop and play. We'll roll it like that. Again, if you haven't already hit the like button, how we looking on the likes? What are we looking at? You got it up, Trev? I gotta pull it up. Just hit that like button. Here we go.
I'm gonna tell you something. Heaven is going on up there. There are people, and I will tell women, if you want to have kids, there's a lot of men that take that serious. Like, I want to be with the woman that's going to have my kids. I'm not leaving her. And I brought that up to ask you, sometimes they come from married households.
Yeah.
A lot of the men that I see that are married, their dads were married. So they had an example of that, and that's very important to them. That's a good, like they're used to that union.
So like my parents are married still, and all
So
my
that's
sisters
important
are
to you.
married, 5 sisters.
You don't have an issue. It's a good thing. You're beautiful.
Thank
So we'll
you.
start there. You're talented, you're smart, you're educated. So a man just has to be ready for you because he's gonna have to rise to the occasion, which he should.
Yeah, thank you.
Which
I
he should.
appreciate
Which
that.
he should.
So you're really good at what you do, obviously. So if anyone's single, y'all better hit Kendra up, baby.
Well,
Hold on.
Yeah.
What's your relationship
Okay, so
status?
I'm single. I'm single. I was in a relationship. I've been single for about a year.
Okay.
And I love that I'm single right now because I think that women have to realize that, listen, you can be happy single. Like there's some men who are so happy single. This is why they don't want to get in relationships. And I think that when you focus on just always your relationship status determines your happiness, you're not going to be happy. So, what people got to understand, like I just said, I just moved to LA 2 years ago. So I'm a girl that for my career, every 4 years, I pretty much moved. I think I'm home now. I think. I think.
She loves LA.
Yeah,
I
we
love
you
LA,
here.
but Dubai loves it. Dubai look like it's my kind
I
of place.
just heard. I just saw Lindsay Lohan said she lives in Dubai.
I
Yeah.
wonder what she's doing over there.
She said, well, she's married and she said they can't take pictures
Right.
of you. Like when you're in the restaurant, it's illegal to take pictures of people. You have to ask them for
No, I've
permission.
been over there. I've been over
That's
there.
what
I'm
she was
taking
just
Instagram.
saying.
I'm on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Morning
I'm
show
taking
or
photos.
something.
I was there. So
Okay, so wait a minute. You are single. Do you feel like people weaponize that a lot? Because for
Absolutely.
me, I feel like, well, why are you single then? Or why are you da-da-da? And it's like, maybe because I like my peace and I understand who I am as a woman and I prefer my solitude. And if you're going to take some of that space, you must be a hell of a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I thought when I was single, you know?
Right.
So what, like, do you feel like people are like, why are you single if you
They-
have this show and da-da-da-da-da?
They weaponize women.
Yes, women.
They don't weaponize men.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I was a man, men would encourage me not to get married. They would say,
Yes.
you work this hard, you focus on your career, you invested, like, I've invested my own money into
Yes.
my company. They'll be like, why would you let a woman benefit off of all your hard work? What happens is, we're in a time where I do believe that there's some men that only respect a woman by the man she's next to.
I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. Question I have is, why do some men only value women who had married parents or traditional upbringing? Why do some men only value women who had married parents or traditional upbringings?
I can try to answer that from two perspectives. So I understand the mindset of, let me look at where she comes from. And, I pretty much value, her coming from a 2-parent home and her, having a traditional upbringing. Only if that translates to who she is now, right? Only if, because it can backfire. When some women, like a lot of the feminist women they had dads and they had married parents. So I think what's more important is how she is now as opposed to her childhood. But her childhood typically, I guess people's childhood typically can be an indication of where they are now. But the most important thing is always where they are now, if that makes sense. The childhood, it's not more important than who they are.
All right, go ahead, HD. It's on you. Why do some men only value women who had married parents or traditional upbringings?
Well, it seems pretty simple. I mean, they know that they had an example to look at. And so coming into the marriage, they have an idea of what it looks like to work through challenges, as opposed to the first sign of struggle, then they're going to head out the door. In addition to that, they understand that there's a structure and a hierarchy to the relationship and to the marriage. And so for the most part, they would see that woman understands that hierarchy and is more inclined to follow the footsteps or follow the direction of the husband. If you compare it to someone that has never seen the example of being married, then they're going to probably try to figure it out on their own while they're inside of the marriage. But you want to have some type of, it does work. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but however, the reason why a man would want to have someone that is and has had the opportunity to be in a 2-parent household is because of the experience that they have. And they can lean back on that experience as being in that household. And in that household, they'll be able to see, okay, what was the man doing? What was the woman doing? What should I do as a woman? And what is the expectation of my husband? And so I think that helps a lot as opposed to not seeing that example.
All right, go ahead, Trev.
So I would say it's the data, right? A lot of men have access to the information right now, and statistically, women who are not a product of 2 continuously married parents struggle to keep a man afterward. Like the numbers just show that. It shows that they are more likely to be single mothers, that they're more likely to have unsuccessful relationships, and that's there for us, right? We could say how we feel about it, but the data suggests something completely different than how many of us feel about it. And I mean, even if we were to take it beyond that, you can just see it anecdotally, right? We can tell what's happening out here. It's certain things that you're just missing. And I think Humble Dad really hit the nail on the head when he said they didn't have a proper example to pull from, right? Particularly when the man is absent, you'll see women who are, in a lot of times, a lot of cases, unfortunately taught not to value a man. And if you don't value a man, how can you appreciate that man? How can you treat a man like he's valuable? So why would a man want to jump into that situation? Now, this doesn't suggest that there aren't outliers. Of course there are, but overwhelmingly, you have the same outcome based on that experience. And men right now are becoming more pragmatic about it. They are understanding what it is. They're able to watch some of the previous generations and see the downfalls and see what's happening to men. It's a lot more available to us via social media, and we could see like, damn, this hasn't been working for people. And you see how women are treating you. And then now, since we got aeroplanes, right, we have access to different types of women, and people are able to actually experience that. So when you come back, you're like, damn, do I really want to attach myself to a person forever and I'm underappreciated? And the answer is no.
All right, go ahead, Nelson.
Yeah, I agree with some of the other comments. I think seeing a two-parent household gives you like a framework for what marriage is supposed to look like. So if you grow up inside of that, you get to see the highs, you get to see the lows, you get to see what it looks like to persevere through things, to get to see what arguing looks like, you get to see how to move as a union, as a unit. When you don't have that, you're susceptible to media influence or fantasies of what they believe a marriage is supposed to look like. So these things that aren't based in reality, when you operate like that, those households tend to fail. I mean, just because you're signing up for something that you have no idea what it's supposed to look like, what's how it's supposed to function. So it makes sense why men would gravitate to women that have actually seen that before, because then they have an idea of what they're getting into.
All right, go ahead, Willie.
It's the same reason we seek advice from people who have done what we want to do. We try to get with people who have done what we want to do because they know what it's like and they know what it takes to be successful in that. If a woman who was raised in a two-parent household where that dynamic was healthy, then she knows what her standards and her expectations are probably going to be based on what she saw her father do. A woman's first love is her father, and a child's first image of love are his parents. So understanding that to be true, if I would never in my life choose a woman who didn't have, a married household, like all things being equal, I want the woman who had her mom and daddy. Or I wouldn't take a woman who is in a family full of single women, because that'll tell you everything you need to know about what her influences are going to be in times of, unrest, or disharmony. And that's just not something I would want to deal with as a man. And that's something that I've taught my children to look at when they're trying to pick girls they want to date. Like, how are their parents looking, and yeah, my kids won't date women who have single parents.
Okay. Do men secretly want a woman like their mom or the opposite of her?
Fuck no.
I don't want a woman like my mom at all.
Hell no.
It's not to say my mom's a bad woman. She's not to my standard when it comes to like her worldview. And Like my mom's still like a little bit like, oh, my husband is my husband, but at the same time, like I can kind of like do my, I don't play. I'm more of like a, my way or the highway type of guy. So, she not, we see the world a little bit differently.
I think it
I
depends
think
on.
that
I think it depends on what type of mother that they had. That would determine if they would want somebody similar to their mother. But I wanted to talk about the last part. Another thing that I was just researching, it says that women that come from a two-parent household are typically more selective in their sexual partners and less likely to have a lot of sex early on in age. That's something also to put out there, because they, as someone already alluded to, they're looking to their dad, and their dad is if it's a two-parent household, typically the dad is doing a solid job of kind of providing her the game, or at least showing her what she should be looking for. And so if he is a solid dude, then that's something that she's going to look for. So but as far as with moms, I think it really kind of depends on what type of mother that was, as far as marrying someone like their mother.
Not only that, but I think the level of self-awareness that people that you're asking have. Like, you can ask a lot of men this question and they're like blinded by their pride in their family, or their pride just come where they come from. Like I'm gonna always just tell it like it is, regardless. That's just how I get down. So it's a lot of guys you'll ask that question and they'll just either not be honest, or they won't really be able to really dig deep inside and ask themselves, do you want a woman like your mom? So
yeah, to answer that question, I would say that me myself, I was looking for certain characteristics. Now you're not gonna get creepy and say you want somebody who looks like your mom or nothing like that. But as far as you want some of the attributes, like I was looking for someone who was nurturing, understanding, reasonable, feminine. Like, yeah, your mom should set the standard. I don't think it's very different from how men, women will look for qualities that their dad had in men. I mean, unless they had a really poor example, you would probably want some of the things that, because that's what you saw. That's what you saw work. You're like, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to be like. So you look for at least a good portion of those attributes to be available in the female you pursue.
I think, and true, I'm not sure if you heard the last question, but is, do men secretly want a woman like their mom or opposite of her?
Shit, I wanted opposite of mine. My woman couldn't cook. I mean, my mama couldn't cook for shit. So hell no. Just that alone killed me out.
Oh, yeah, that's why I said the same thing when I said no, because my mom was cool, but my mom was like 50 Cent mom and Get Rich or Die Trying. So I don't want my wife to be shit like that. Nothing.
All right, what about you, True?
Yeah, I didn't have that experience. My mom set a very high standard, a very, very high standard. I tell my dad every chance I get how fortunate he is, because my mother is what you would call a very down to earth spiritual woman. I mean, I had to teach her what Dolce and Gabbana was. She still don't know how to pronounce it till this day. And that's just not the pillar of the type of woman she is. She's very simple, very supportive. Like, she would live under a freeway with my dad if it ever came down to it. And that's not to say that she doesn't aspire. Well, they do well, but she didn't aspire to do great. It's just that, yeah, that wasn't my experience. So being in modern time, I can definitely say that a lot of women don't hold a nowhere near a light to my mother, because her character's rich. So it's very, very hard to find current, just current day. I feel sorry for a lot of brothers, to be honest with you.
What's going on, Will? I'm not sure if you wanted to address any of the other questions that I asked.
What's up, brother? I didn't hear any of the questions. True in the building. I love sharing the panel with my brother True. I feel honored. Oh, M. White just showed up. What up, fellas? Mont, Trev, Willie, mother, the humble dad, this brother Nelson, Pink, the president, Y'all know the pallbearer had to grace y'all with his presence. I mean, I hear y'all talking about mamas. I ain't gonna tell y'all a damn thing about my mama, because if I was to tell y'all anything about my mama, it'll be ammo against me on a later date. So
you just told him enough right there.
My mama. What'd you say?
You just told him enough right there.
No. You know, I hate my mama. I hate black women. I hate my daddy. I got mama and daddy issues. So, you know, I'm just a basket case.
They're gonna clip that one.
They will.
All right, I got another question for the panel. Then, is marriage about love or just about proving you can commit?
It's about love for men. It's about a bunch of other shit for the majority of women. Men marry for love. Women marry for help, support, burden easing, to be saved from a lifetime of poor pussy management. It's a bunch of things they marry for. But on average, men marry because they love the woman.
All right. Anybody else on that?
Yeah, I honestly think my wife married me behind love. So I don't know. I think maybe it's situational, or
no, you talking about it. You exception. Marcus, stop. Don't do this already, man. We just got on the panel together. You already started.
I look.
I'm sorry, JR. Maybe kick me off right now.
I don't understand. I ain't gonna lie to you. I could be living under a bridge. She'll be up under that motherfucker with me.
Yeah,
like,
you an exception to the rule. You and whatever True just said and what you live in is rare.
Yeah, that's why I said situational. I'm keeping it on myself.
Not situational, bro. It's called exceptional. Situational will give you like a 50-50. No, it's not situational. What Willie said is real.
All right, what you think if you was nigga, for a fact, if you wasn't in this financial position you in right now, you would have a wife. True or false?
Hell no.
So you didn't have a wife before you had money?
Oh no,
you didn't ask him that.
Yeah, that's not what you asked me.
I didn't have
when I was ignorant to society, I took the plunge.
You say what?
I took the plunge when I was ignorant to society. Here's a great question for you, Marcus. If let's say you and your wife, let's say you were single right now with no kids.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it will be a high probability that you will find the type of wife that you have right now?
Personality wise, you talking
with the crickets, JR. Hit him with the crickets because he's taking too long.
No, so I want to make sure I answer this question correctly. Are you saying like look, personality, like just the same person? Because you know everybody unique and individual, but do I think I'll be able to find a beautiful, nice woman that was in love?
Marcus, it's not that hard of a question, Marcus.
It's been beautiful women since the beginning of time, and it'll be beautiful women until the end of time. Marcus, we're not talking about beautiful women. We're not talking about women with high sex appeal. We're talking about whatever it is that you have, a woman who will live under a bridge with you.
Yes, I do believe I'll be able to find a beautiful woman that want to live under a bridge with me.
And what's the likelihood of that? How likely do you think? You a damn lie.
For me specifically, I'm saying very high.
For you specifically, you a damn lie.
I did it twice, so it's
whoa. You lying too, Humble Dad?
No, he did do it twice.
I don't have no reason, dude.
He found two women that would live under a bridge with him.
I think something.
Yeah,
something that we're apparently most of the panel agrees upon actually is contrary to what most men say, right? So if we're saying that men are getting married because of love and women are not, it would make me assume that women are a lot more pragmatic about the situation and men are actually operating on emotions when women are being more pragmatic about it. Does that make sense, or is that wrong?
I think women are pragmatic when it comes to being able to observe what they assume tangible value may be. So basically, I think men marry women for richness and character. We don't typically care about what comes with her per se. That's what I would say is the difference, because we ultimately know that we're signing up for the relationship. We're functional in the relationship. We're supposed to build frame. We're supposed to elevate. We're supposed to scale, right? I think men and on that level, from a character perspective, yeah, we are looking at that woman. We want her, not necessarily comes with her, and that's opposite women. We know that.
So Trev, you're right, but I hate the way you're phrasing it because you're almost making it seem like women are smart in this regard. This is a survival. This is out of survival. Women can't do what men do. Women are not designed to do what men do. So women need us. We want them. But if you say, "Oh,
bro,"
no, you can disagree, humble dad. But before you disagree, I hope you got a helmet, chin strap, and a mouth guard.
But when you think about that, though, well, check it out. If they stand to gain, right, because marriage is typically more beneficial and more for women and more of a risk to men, right? So we're getting with somebody based on how we feel, which a love is certainly. I mean, somebody could agree that that's not a feeling, but I don't think anyone would. If we're saying that, and we're saying that women are being more strategic about it because they stand to win, right? They're not marrying us out of love. They actually sat down and really conjured up this whole process to say, all right, this is what we're going to do. And this is one of the more important decisions that you would make in your life, if not the most important decision. If we are making decisions based on love with that, I mean, it would certainly support that argument.
Yeah, but you got to understand.
Can I get a hold on? Can I get a roll call? Everybody who believed that they woman would be with them broke. Can you raise your hand real quick for me so I can see?
Broke.
So damn near everybody.
Wait,
would you feel me if I was broke?
No, you said under a bridge, big dog, not broke.
Did you have to ask the question, my G?
Hey, I think my woman would be
M.
stupid
White,
if she believed me and live under
I'll
a
just be
bridge.
honest with you, M. White. I think even if a dude felt like that wasn't the truth, they probably still raise their hand. Real shit, but
And White, because you got to think too, like what's broke for, like, say for you and Mont is different for an average guy.
He just said under a bridge.
I mean, I didn't already been broke with my girl,
His
so.
under bridge might be in a rich white neighborhood. So the average dude is gonna be in the fucking projects. That's what I'm saying. Like, so
hey, they don't allow that in rich white neighborhoods, man.
Broke is super subjective. So I think that you'd have to ask, like, for those of us who got with our women before they had money, then that's a conversation to have with them. But unfortunately, for those of us who got with our women after we were established, we found somebody at the finish line. Which women wait at the finish line and fuck the winners. So we found our women who want to fuck us at the finish line. We got to accept what may have come with that. If I had never got to the finish line, I would have never met this woman. So I wouldn't expect her to stay. Given that, I am fairly certain that with a successful man, him being successful is attractive to all women. It may not be the primary thing, but it is a main thing for them. So
let's address what Marcus said real quick. Now, Marcus, I'm going to take you literally as saying living under a bridge. Now, I think any man that holds on to his relationship while he's living under a bridge hates his woman.
Yeah, that's not the question, though. That's really not the question.
Yeah.
That's a tangential point.
Yeah. I think you hate your woman if she under a bridge living with you.
Okay. I'm sure her father would agree, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The premise is that
because it's a lie. Because it's a lie, Marcus. Because it's a lie.
If we remove the things that we all provide, would we still have a woman? 95% of the panel said yes. So we can't just paint them to be gold diggers who only with us to benefit. When niggas had women their whole life, broke, rich.
It don't make them gold diggers for wanting to have niggas with money.
No, gentlemen. It's not
that
about
doesn't make
money.
you a gold digger because you want to get with a guy that has bread. That's not what'll make her a gold digger. What make her a gold digger is you want to get with a nigga so you can get his bread. So what he can do for you. Having a man that can provide for you, that's natural. That's survival for a woman. I wouldn't tell my daughter to stick with a nigga that's got her living under a bridge. Like,
right.
But I think Marcus is with Marcus. I kind of agree with Marcus though to some degree because I don't know about the other niggas on the panel, but I got a lot of women when I was broke. And
no, but was you living under a bridge? But was you living under a bridge?
Be realistic, yo. Come on,
so
man.
stop using these.
I had girls walk 2 miles to my house. I swear to God.
Oh, what? Maybe she
2 mile walk to my house.
Much, you gotta realize. what makes you above average, or you know what I'm saying, exceptional, isn't just your money. Like you got the genetics, you got the personality,
Well,
you're
that's the
smart,
point,
you know
though,
what I'm saying,
right?
you got all that charisma and
From
shit too. So
58th and King Sesson to 51st and Styles. If you
I
from
don't,
Philly, you know what I said.
I
Okay,
don't know
listen.
shit about
Ain't
that, but
nobody
getting a
in
girl
here
to
from
walk
Philly
2
but you.
miles,
Listen,
like
if
who wants the
you
2
ain't
mile walk, coochie?
two, yeah, and my mom tell her come sit right on his face after she did the 2 miles because he don't care. He say you can wipe your
He said that
backside on my
seasoning.
tongue.
He said he
Monk
wants
would
that
let
So
tongue.
you saying
Monk
that
would let a
you
chick
do it?
wipe her backside on his tongue. He is perfectly fine with
That's what you do when you losing it. When you losing,
Yeah.
it. No, y'all won't
So
let me
you
get it
saying that
out.
you
Y'all
couldn't
keep
do
talking.
it?
Oh
Like
my God!
you saying your girl would leave you? Is that what you saying?
No. Listen, I'm saying under a bridge.
Yeah, you
We've
being
all
very
experienced broke, and we've all got women before. That's not something that's hard to do. Women deal
right,
with broke men because women deal with men in their proximity.
right. But the question was, it's allegorical, right? You know that though, right? You know it's
No, I
allegorical when
asked
you
him
mention
literally.
it.
He mean literally under a bridge. He
But
said
even still,
yes.
if he says yes,
He
then
lying.
that's him. You're basing that upon your feelings about yourself,
No, he
not
has to
based
have
on.
some practical experiences to believe that that is literally true. He
But he's
figuratively
saying that's
believes
about
it's
his
true.
relationship,
I'm
though,
done.
right?
Bro, I never actually
Cut
lived
this out.
under a bridge.
I'm done.
Right. So you
Take
can't
me
make
off.
that claim. That's like
Been
saying, I know if I lost all my limbs, my woman will still be with me. Well, if you lose all your limbs, that's when you'll find out.
Most people don't even meet their wife until they're sitting across from a table doing a divorce decree negotiation with them. Anyway,
I got another question for the panel. Does having sisters or female relatives change how you treat women you date?
no, it made it worse.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I didn't hear you.
Does having sisters or female relatives change how you treat women you date?
Nope,
Absolutely not.
made it worse. My grandfather had 24 grandchildren. I'm the youngest and I'm the only boy. Seeing what them them hard-headed hoes that I was raised around were doing the niggas and going through taught me to, at no disrespect, a lot of women ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got 2, 3, 4 baby daddies. All of them, putting niggas on child support for the same kid. They was all doing trifling shit. So me being the youngest and seeing that shit, I came up thinking like, no, I'm not gonna treat you motherfuckers special because you're a girl. Once you show me that you were, you know what I'm saying, worth being treated special, then you'll get that out of me. But outside of that, no, them motherfuckers crazy.
Well, I can tell you it had the reverse effect on me than Willie. So I got a lot of aunts and uncles, but come on, little baby. Listen, you don't meet your uncles' wives too often, but you meet all the aunties. I mean, I'm sorry. You sometimes you meet the uncles' girlfriends, but you got a lot of cousins by your aunties, and you never know who your cousins' daddies are. So it's real strange that all my female cousins, I've only met like 3 of their daddies, and I got a lot of female cousins. So women, one of the things I was hold on, let me go. One of the things I was dealing with when I was younger is I didn't want that cycle to repeat. I was like, yo, I want to have a different outcome. My legacy, whatever you want to call it. And that's one of the things that propelled me to explore marriage at a younger age. I don't advise it, but it's people's proximity, their environment shapes them a lot. And I didn't see a lot of married men, so I didn't know. I didn't see men getting divorced. I didn't see how his chair. Oh my God.
Somebody got daddy dick.
Yo,
yeah, we just put them
I
to sleep. I already know they've been asleep about 40 minutes. So yeah,
Go ahead,
so
Trev.
I'm gonna go ahead and answer the question
Hold
real fast.
on, y'all. Trev was talking first. Go ahead, Trev.
My kids just woke up on that, Marcus. Damn, I'm pissed off.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it did make me treat women that way. I was raised around women who lost their virginity to their husbands and shit like that. So I began treating women as if that was the case and ran into a fucking buzzsaw, unfortunately. So my experience when I got into the world was nothing of what the people around me experience, because I'm like, damn, this is different, because the females didn't act like that. So I did have to adapt. Unfortunately, I had an overcorrection, and then wreaked havoc on civilization for a little bit, but I dialed it back a little bit and had a balance. So I think it definitely does affect you, but sometimes it can absolutely work against you, even if you see a great example.
So my parents was married before my father died, but my mother told me that I should have multiple girlfriends. Like if I'm walking 8 to 10 blocks away, and if I'm driving, they need to be a town away. And that everything that glitters ain't gold and don't get open off of none of these young girls. Then I realized early that you had to treat the individual when it come to women, because some of them be hoes, might fuck 10 niggas, you know, and some won't even date nobody that dated they like a friend of a friend of a boyfriend. So you kind of gotta like learn how to read the signs and don't put no pressure on nobody to be who you want them to be, and let them show you who they are and just accept whatever that is and treat that relationship accordingly. So I like it's just different, just depend on the woman for me. Like some of them gonna be going, some of them gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Let them show you though. Don't force no personality, no traits, no projection. Don't put none of that shit on them. Whoever they are, let them show you that shit and embrace them and appreciate them for that. Don't be mad at them for being hoes because they're gonna hide. Don't be trying to, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let them be them so you can experience who they really are.
All right, Hank, I know you was trying to say something.
Yeah, shit. As far as my cousins, I didn't have a sister, so that didn't matter to me. But watching how my cousin would get over on these dudes, man, I said, man, I never want to be these clowns who took it to the goddamn cleaners, taking all the goddamn money, just using, abusing, and throwing them to the goddamn street. I said, no, these are a bunch of clowns. So they taught me not to be a clown like them dudes.
All right, I got this one last question before I play some more of this video. I know Nelson and True been a little quiet, but can a man raised around marriage truly understand single women's independence? Can a man raised around marriage truly understand single women's independence?
You playing the video, right? Or are you asking a question?
That was a question before I played the next video. That was a question because Kendra brought up some.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
All right, so I would say if you raised in a community that's only been married and like it wasn't no hoes in your vicinity and the people you know wasn't fucking with hoes and you didn't have transactional relationships and all that stuff going around, I think it'd be real difficult because you're gonna be in for a culture shock. One, you won't understand the difference in what I was just explaining about that not all, because I've heard men who were raised that way and then later on figure out that, you know, women can be players too and women try and do extra shit, be upset because they had an expectation they set for women to put them on a pedestal. And when they find out they're not perfect angels, their world be rocked. And that's real difficult to recover from. And that's where you kind of get the raging, where somebody be like, oh, they just red pill raging because they just discovered the true identity of women or whatever. Like once they get past that phase, most of the time they calm down and become regular. But that first getting the wool pulled from over your eyes, that's difficult. Like friendships in all walks of life are important. Understanding that everybody not the same and that you need to be able to compartmentalize behaviors as opposed to just saying, hey, all women act like this, all men act like this. That's real beneficial. But if you grow up in a homogenous community where everybody is very similar, you in for a culture shock when you get in with the rest of the world.
Yeah. Anybody else on that one?
Yeah, I think Marcus is gonna have not gonna. Hope God willing, he never experiences divorce. Because if he experienced divorce, he gonna have this culture shock that he talking about.
Bro, I'm
Well, like I do want to bring this up because this is something that I have noticed too as well, is that some of the people who are against marriage, I find it kind of strange that at some point in time they was for marriage. You know, it's a difference when if you just was brought up and you just was totally against marriage, but usually they had a bad experience when it came to marriage and now they just anti-marriage. But there are some people who went through divorce that the man know it was his fault and so he still believes in marriage. So I think it all depends on the experience that person had and where they're just so gung-ho about I'm never getting married again, depending on the outcome.
Will, you know I used to be anti-marriage and wanted I'll never get married niggas. Did you know that?
Well, I know it now. I did not know that.
I can see it.
I used to be like, man, hell no, I'm just gonna be fucking you for the rest of my life and da 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 da. And I'm not gonna get stuck in a situation where I'm dealing with a nagging ass woman. I just learned to look for personality traits and realize that not everybody gonna be that type of woman. I just gotta avoid them. And look for any sign.
You wasn't really anti-marriage. You was just around a lot of hoes, and you was in a advantageous position. Yes, you were, bro.
Well,
you thought
that
you
was later.
anti-marriage.
Growing up, my uncles and them, they wives, I didn't appreciate the way that they interactions was, and I knew how I wanted to interact with a woman was not like that. And if that's what marriage was, which I thought it was, I wasn't for that shit. Like, you gonna put some respect on my name.
You must be in Marcus. You must be in his skin. Cause you showed me know a lot about Marcus.
I know a lot about you too, humble dad.
I know True. Hold on, y'all, because I know True and Will was trying to get in there, and Nelson haven't spoken either. So, like, you three gentlemen, go ahead.
I think it's an interesting question, but the issue for me when I'm listening to everybody is why I've been quiet, and you know, this is a primarily Black space. The relationship we're talking about, you're talking about marriage. On a one-to-one level, it never was designed to be one-to-one. The issue to me is always going to be the same until there's a repairing of the community. There needs to be a repairing of that, because doing it one-on-one is the problem. Marriage was incentivized to sustain because you have people surrounding each couple. It was never designed to be romantic, just one-on-one, and then you cute, I'm cute, let's hook up. So the problem is not marriage. The problem is there's no unity anywhere. That's the issue. And I think that it's hard to, I guess, get us to understand how valuable that is. If you ever survey any community that is overly married, like, you know, the small hats, Asians, Middle Easterns, they're not married because love and all these things are great, or that they don't have communication barriers or limitations or things of that nature. They typically remain married because there's a lot of things involved in each person remaining together. It's past kids. It's past just, you know, last names. It's past optics. And I don't think most of us really understand that. You know, am I making sense? Because we still make it seem like it's like just man, woman, and then they get together and they work through it. No, by the time most of us, I don't think will know how to function in a marriage, because we haven't seen it, but no one's given the tools to assess, like Marcus is saying, what a woman truly looks like. Like, I didn't learn until I've been in this space that brothers don't know how to be treated. They think that a woman cooking and cleaning is good treatment. They don't even understand how she is supposed to serve. She's supposed to come with a certain decorum, period. It ain't got nothing to do with money. It ain't got nothing to do with height, none of that. So a lot of it, I think, is hard to recognize. We have a dating culture. And that's what makes marriage, in my opinion, very, very difficult to even, you know, process, like what it takes, because it's past just the man, the woman. You're supposed to be able to lean on your brethren. You know, go sit with her daddy, be like, check this out, you raise this girl, tell me what I may not be communicating correctly. Because, you know, those things and those gaps that exist is why it's problematic, in my opinion. You know, and I'll learn.
All right, go ahead, Willie and Nelson.
Shit, I forgot the question.
I thought you wanted to comment. The question was,
yeah, no, I think I answered the question. Well, I was gonna say, Will, I used to be super anti-marriage. Y'all know the baby oil story, so you know how that shit went. So I was definitely, you know, I'm never doing this shit again.
They didn't know the baby oil story because nobody smiled. Anybody that know that story would have laughed.
Hank knows it because he was here. Will knows it because we just talked about it before. And Trev was here, but he just got a poker face. And Mont know the story because he know the whole story. Like he know the whole story. But again, it took me like after I had made money to realize like the only thing in life that I can't buy or that I can't, you know, purchase transactionally is a family. And unfortunately, for my previous viewpoint, you have to have a wife to have a family. So being able to provide that for my children, that was something I decided to realize that I actually wanted to do. So now, you know, I have aspirations of getting married again, but you know, this time she got to die. We ain't getting divorced. I'm gonna be a widow. I'm not gonna be a divorcee again.
All right, go ahead, Nelson. Then we'll play this video.
What was the original question again?
The last question that I asked was, can a man raised around marriage truly understand single women's independence?
I mean, I think it depends on. It really depends on the what type of marriages that person was raised around. Like, there's a lot of people that's married, but is actually just like functioning like roommates. So you can really see the whole gambit of what these so-called relationships look like. I think our culture has been pushed so far in the direction of independence that I don't know. I just think marriage is becoming a foreign concept. Like there's no real framework for what it should look like other than, if you know, the Bible, using that as your framework. But just based on how our culture is, the norm is turning into do for yourself, be for yourself, make sure you have your own. If you do get married, make sure you both have to be functioning your own individual purposes, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just not, our culture is just not really geared towards marriage anymore, in my opinion.
Hey, I wanted to touch on what True said real quick. And this kind of piggyback a little bit of what Nelson is saying. True is 100% right. Look, because they're like, people don't have a sense of duty. Now this applies to men and women. I think women are the biggest problem, but it applies to both genders. So when I got married, I professed that I should have never gotten married, not because I was too young, not because I was inexperienced or immature, because everybody is, for the most part, inexperienced and immature when it comes to marriage. Because until you live in that dynamic, you can be 40 years old and think, oh, I'm mature, I'm ready. And no, you're not necessarily mature for marriage, because it's a commitment that you've never experienced. The problem is because True said there's no unity in our community. First of all, I'll push back on that a little bit. True, we don't have a community, right? So you have to develop a community, then you have to develop some unity, and then duty will set in. Because when there's duty, then people don't get divorced. The reason why I should have never been married is because my ex-wife's father never viewed me as his son. And her mother never viewed me as her son. And my mother never viewed her as her daughter. Because if we did that, like my woman now, her mom views me like a son. I view her mom like a mother. Now, that doesn't mean our relationship couldn't terminate. But because she views me like that, when me and my woman's had problems and I've talked to her mom treated me like I was her son. Her mom then went to her daughter and expressed some frustrations with her daughter on my behalf, as well as what she was witnessing. Now, she didn't just side with me, because she also talked greasy about me a little bit. So at the end of the day, when the parents look at the child, and we're adults, right? But I'm just, so you guys don't get misconstrued in a relationship. When the parents look at the child as though that's my son or that's my daughter, you're not going to be in support of your son divorcing his wife when that is your daughter. You're not going to be in support of your daughter divorcing her husband when that is your son, because you know what type of pain, frustration, what type of chaos is going to ensue from this, how the family is broken. You will do everything in your power to protect that unity, because it's not just your daughter leaving a man that she don't want to be with. It's your daughter leaving your son. Now, people don't think of incest. This is you have to our thought process is fractured. We think bad. We think poorly. We don't understand how to value each other. We don't understand how to appreciate each other. And so because of that, when people start to have their differences in relationships, the man's family supports him, woman's family support her. And then once those sides have been taken, it's easy for her to badmouth me to her people and for me to badmouth her to my people. And all they're going to do is support the decision you want to make, which is to separate. They're not going to make you feel like, yo, you leave this woman, we're going to ostracize you. Yo, you leave this man, we're going to ostracize you. So don't think you're going to run back to the nest
and then you're going to introduce us to another man, or you're going to introduce us to another woman, our stock is in him or our stock is in her. If we have a family function, she will be at all of them. We have a family function, he will be at all of them. So if you want to make it awkward and bring whatever Tom, Dick, and Harry or Sally Mae Sue to the family function, if it's a problem, we're going to ask you to leave. But we don't have that type of duty. And so because that duty don't exist, it's going to always be this type of problem. I'll land.
That was very phenomenal, gentlemen.
All right, let me go ahead and play the rest of this. Some more video. Let me check this out.
Right. So, and there is,
That's a
no, that's what it's about. So it's like, who's the man I got to answer to if I mess with you? And if there's not a man standing there, well, why not? And there's also some type of, I don't want to say control, but there are some men who like to know, like, okay, I have my wife. There's a control aspect. So they're also like, well, why aren't you married? Like, could you not follow instructions? Were you not, like, did you not forgive too easy? I would say this, there's women who are married to men in jail. And if you feel like she is a better, if you feel like because she's married and has a husband, you can take her advice. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's like, you have to live by what I live by. I'm telling you what I know, right? At the end of the day. And there's married people who I would not take advice from. And we have to stop this illusion that marriage is this sun and roses and everybody's happy. You know, I have a therapist who literally told me that a lot of her clientels are wives who are trying to make it through their marriage because they're not happy. Woo! Not saying this is every wife, okay? But I think that most women want the wedding day, they want the ring, they want the bragging rights, they want the Instagram post. But do they really want the wife job description? Now, the wife job description, I believe in it so much, that's why I won't do it. I was engaged, and that's what, before all this, very early in my career, I was engaged. I was in my 20s for my college sweetheart. And the one thing we decided is we would never get divorced. And I really think people should make that decision before you get married, because it's like, listen, if we do this, it's me and you till we see Jesus. And there wasn't an infidelity. I realized we had different life plans. And most women usually just kind of follow the man. Nothing wrong with that, right? And at that time, it would have made sense. He was an electrical engineer. I'm a radio host making $7 an hour. I'm gonna probably be fired in, like, you know, I would get, you get fired all the time in radio. I have no job security. So girl, you got this man, tall, dark, handsome, marry him, have babies, and run off to the sunset. And I couldn't make that bet because I had so much inside of me. I had to take a risk on becoming who Kendra could become. And that's 20 years ago. And as I say, I always tell my age because I want people to know my life is a journey. I'm 46 years old. If I would know that you make that deal and you decide to go for your career, and at 46, you still wouldn't be married, you still wouldn't have kids, would you make that same bet? Absolutely.
You would, yeah.
Because I had to choose myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be married and just say I'm married. If I'm married, it's because this is what God's purpose is for me. And I'm riding out with you to the sunset. And I know you're gonna mess up, but I'm here. I'm Coretta Scott Kinging it.
Yeah.
And if I can't Coretta Scott King it, then I'm not gonna do it. You just should.
Yeah.
Is
there somebody you're dating right now?
Yes, Paul. I am dating.
Is it more than one?
I am dating. I don't have sex when I date, though. So let me tell you about dating. This is why I have a dating app, and I encourage every woman to date. I think what happens is women don't know how to date. Like men really kind of have, are you cool? Can I sit with you and have a conversation, watch a game, and eat some burgers? All right, let's kick it. Women, their prerequisites for dating, and this is why women are having so many challenges, because they don't know how to date. Girlfriend, if a guy wants to take you out for pizza, go out for pizza. Learn them. Dating is data. You're collecting data, because you might think you want something on paper, but when you get it, because I've had a lot of things that I wanted on paper, and then I got it, and I was like, oh, I'm not about this life. Like you said, men like Paul come with a lot. I'm here to tell you, I'm not about that life. Yeah. I'm not about that life. So now I'm dating. Marriage is not important to me. But I'm dating, you know? I think
my thing is too, like, how do I buy a car without test driving it.
That's fair for you. So I'm not saying
because you said you don't have sex while dating.
No, but I'm not having sex without a relationship. So I'm not saying marriage.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we want to have intimacy, so it's just me and you. We exclusive, right?
Me too.
How long before you know? How many dates?
How many dates?
Like how many dates can a dude get off before you like, all right, this ain't gonna happen, or it's maybe something.
I think that here's the deal, and I'm gonna get so technical, and y'all gonna get mad.
I'm gonna stop it right there. My first question is, should two people agree not to divorce before marriage, or is that unrealistic?
That's some unrealistic shit single women say on podcasts to make themselves sound deeper and depth or intelligent.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't think people should, because this isn't unconditional. Like there's conditions to this relationship. So unless they're going to get rid of conditions, then I don't understand the idea of saying we never going to get a divorce.
I think it makes sense to have that mindset, because if you go into it with it's an option, then you're already losing. Like if the goal is to win the game, we going in because we trying to win the game. We're not trying to say, okay, well, we go in, we may be losing, and so we just gonna quit. Or if they up, then we're not gonna try to fight to come back. Like there should be, it's like the guy that's in charge, but the man is going to be in charge. He should be setting the plan about what's going to be happening in the relationship, and she should be cool with being on board with what it is that he's trying to get towards. So to say, well, no, I don't know, it makes no sense to even get into the marriage, because the marriage vows say to death do you part. And so if that person is not willing to ride with you into that time being, considering what goes on in the vow, if there's infidelity or something, I can understand. But all these other things, we should be able to say, listen, we getting into this relationship and we not leaving. Matter of fact, that's what she just said. They said that and they didn't even get married. So it makes more sense to know that I'm riding with somebody that says, I'm not leaving. I'm going to work on this. It's me and you against the world, no matter what, and then move forward. That's how you build unity and community. If not, that's the issue that we currently have.
So, Humble Dad, would you leave your woman for infidelity?
Yes.
So you're just saying the same thing that we're saying. Like there are certain things that, like, no, I'm not saying.
No, I'm not saying the same thing.
We are.
You're not going into a marriage thinking that somebody's going to be cheating. You're going into the relationship saying we got each other and we're going to be rocking with each other. That's the whole point of getting into a relationship and into a marriage for sure. Otherwise, in it.
We're not going into the marriage thinking that someone's going to cheat. We're going to the marriage knowing that in the world we live in, shit happens, and we're aware that it can happen.
Gentlemen, y'all didn't hear nothing that me and True was trying to elaborate. See, the problem is this: I don't care what kind of conversation you're having with each other about not cheating on each other or not leaving a marriage. That's just two naive people talking, trying to predict how they're going to behave in the future when they face hard times. Let me ask y'all this. And y'all be honest when y'all answer this question. If one of you were to, and most of us probably don't have our grandmothers anymore because we're getting up here in age, and most of our grandmothers are probably not here anymore. But if we were to violate our grandmother in any particular way, it doesn't have to be a crazy violation, but something that the family deems inappropriate. Do you guys think the entire family would have a problem with us? Or do you think it will just be an isolated issue between you and your big mama?
I don't understand how that's going to connect with before.
Entire family.
The question is,
roll with me, and then you'll see.
Well, okay. But the question is, should people talk about before they get married that we heard the question.
Well, Humble Dad, he was probably going to take it somewhere. We just got to kind of go through his exercise.
I realize that.
Okay, so I'm gonna repeat the question. If our grandmothers are still with us and one of us violate our grandmother, is that conflict between you and your grandmother, or is it a conflict between you and your entire family?
And the entire family, more than likely.
Yeah. See, that's not the case in marriage. That's why it don't matter what kind of conversations you two have with each other. It's that isolationism. You two are going at the world alone, ill-equipped, no support system, no gurneys. It's just you two. You don't know what you don't know. You're hoping and wishing upon a prayer, hoping that when conflict arises, you will know how to deal with it. No, what you're going to do, you're going to go to your support systems and you're going to complain about your significant other because you need someone to tell these things to. And when you tell your support system, which is not his support system or not her support system, they're going to side with you. And they're going to develop disdain for your significant other. Or you're going to not tell them anything for fear of them judging your significant other, and you're going to keep it bottled in. Then you're going to go to a stupid therapist, like somebody mentioned, like that dummy mentioned that all these therapists talk about how women are unhappy. Marriage is not about happiness. There's nowhere in the vows do people take and they say for happiness. No, they literally say the words for better or for worse. They don't mean what they're saying. The family is not holding them to what they say. The family is not stewarding them in this process. Like, you do know, if you marry this man or if you marry this woman and you join our families together, we are a family. And the Bible says, which y'all took an oath, let no man set asunder. So nobody can come between this union, not even the people in the union. Because if you violate this union, we're going to get rid of you because you would be effectively destroying half of our family. And we're not going to let you.
Are you saying that? Are you saying that what the standard should be, or are you saying what it currently is? Because I'm saying, even when you talk about the vows are saying that you're not going to get a divorce. That's what the vows are saying. It is telling you that you're going to be here until death do you part.
So
that is
why
that you know going in. So why sir?
So why do you need to have the conversation if the vows say so? Clearly, you said it before you had got exchanged nuptials, right? You said the words.
That's why I asked that question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you have the conversation prior to, because most people are probably going to say some foo-foo stuff like, we're never getting a divorce.
But why would that be foo-foo though?
Because it's just talk. It's like when you tell a girl,
if you say that, then that means that the vows is just talk.
No, sir. I don't care what you say to a person. If there was a structure set in place that if you do this violation, there will be dire consequences to face. You will not make that violation. Because again, if we were to violate our big mama, we don't have beef with just our big mama, because we ain't worried about our big mama doing something to us if we got beef with her. But we are worried about the fact that you got 34 cousins, you got 4 uncles, 3 aunts. You don't want all these people at your head.
So you're saying there's not a support system to establish?
Not support. There's no structure for punishment. It's not always about support, because people have support systems. People,
that's what we're saying the same system. We're saying the same thing, because in support there is I'm saying
there's 2 different things.
If there's, I'm talking about a structure, there is going to be consequences within this structure, right? I'm saying, so I understand that you're saying that if we had what True was saying was that there was a unity and community, then there will be people holding us accountable outside of ourselves. Right?
No, listen, no. I hear what you're saying, but listen to what I'm trying to say. We have unity, but it's not collective unity. It's his unity and her unity. She has a support system. He has a support system. They don't have a system that governs the relationship. They govern their relationship. So, for example, let's say me and my woman have a conflict, and I go talk to my cousin or one of my homeboys about it. What a system would say is, okay, you need someone to talk to. We heard you out. All right, cool. Now let's find a solution to this. Not, oh man, what you gonna do, dog? No, okay, look. So we heard you out. Clearly, this is something bigger than just a little tit for tat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up family meeting. Friends, family, whatever, whoever the people are that are obligated to this relationship to see it to the end, right? We're going to have And we're going to let you guys know, hey, listen, we love y'all. We want to talk. We need to intervene. But understand something. Understand something. As much as we love y'all, if y'all decide to separate, which y'all have every right to do, we want y'all to separate for a time. Then y'all need to come back together. Now, if y'all choose to separate for a time and go out there and live y'all best lives, understand, you're not just going to be leaving each other. You're also leaving us.
Yeah, I agree.
Hold on, real tight. I do want to get Hink involved in this conversation. This is an important conversation because I know Hink, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I know you always say that if you guys have any conflict, it needs to stay between you and the wife. And where I hear Will say that we need more of a unity amongst both sides in order to have this like the structure intact.
I think a good term would be like a board.
Okay, well, a board, however you want to look at it. But one of the things that I noticed too is that some of our parents and family members fucked up, so we can't even go to them. But it has to start somewhere. So we may be on to something. Maybe somebody might listen, and maybe we can start it, and then our kids can, come to us, for their relationships. I don't know. I'm just trying to stir the pot a little bit because I know Hink says that. So how do you feel about what's going on, Hink? What's being said, and how do some of the others feel?
So the one thing I do agree with Kendra G was the thing about making divorce as an option. I don't believe in it. I didn't believe it. Even with my ex, I didn't believe it. But I couldn't make her stay with me, especially after the selfish decision I made. But I think we were talking about family holding accountable and all. My aunt and my grandmother held me accountable. They told me I need to get back with that woman. And I tried. I tried to get back with my ex-wife, but she wouldn't agree to the terms that I had for her, so I would not remarry her. So it just didn't work. So I definitely agree with that. That one part that Kendra G. Now the other shit I didn't agree with what she was talking about. But as far as making a divorce an option, yeah, keep it out. Me and my wife, we talked about that. Now, of course, we both know what the conversation we had was about cheating, but that was talked about while we was, we was doing our vet phase. If you cheat, I'm done. She knows that. I know that. So that didn't even have to be a conversation before we got married. So even if we're in marriage and she does this, the rules still apply. And for what you saying, no, I don't believe in allowing an outside source like family to get into our relationship. We're gonna figure it out between the two of us. And if we can't, we'll go to counseling and we'll figure out with a third party, an individual, independent party. But no, family's not going to get involved into our relationship because whatever's going on between us, it happened between us. Ain't nothing they can really say and tell me. Well, hold on now. I don't interrupt nobody. So I don't allow to bring parents, family members, or cousins, or aunties, or grannies to involve in my relationship. I don't do that. Now, if that's what y'all do, good luck with that. You also know you're inviting everybody into your stew, and when they put your ingredients in their stew, it's gonna fuck some shit up. So when you go to the next family meeting or the next get together, they're gonna have a side eye look at you. Y'all done passed and moved on, but they still feeling some type of way about you. And I don't believe in that shit. I'll leave
Your
it there.
respond, True.
I can see why Hink would say that. This is definitely no shot to him at all because in a lot of ways he's right. I'll say it like this. You have to be wise enough to know what kind of family you're attached to, which is what I'm saying. We're speaking to the fragment of the families that we come from. So if you are someone who's trying to bridge and create a different dynamic, and you know that your family does not have the capacity or the maturity, the tools to aid in the progress of your relationship, then I definitely would suggest a man and a woman is wise enough to know the difference. However, I can't look at my family, in my opinion, if I have a healthy family and say those folks and everybody. I don't look at it like that. My very existence comes from everybody, in the way I look at it. And again, I'm coming from a healthy perspective. The fact that we don't have that readily available is the problem. So we're talking about concepts way beyond the nature of our current situation. We don't even trust our families yet. We're trying to create a union and bridge family. Marriage is about family. So if you don't have the family and don't have the resources of family members, wisdom, and all these things collective, you already, in my opinion, are setting yourself up for failure. You're flying something that requires a team, like a football team. You need more than 2 players, and that's what marriage truly is, in my opinion. And I'll land.
But truth, you already creating family when you creating your kids. That's your family. That's the most important. Yes, it is. Your kids is your family. Now you talking about your extended family. That's what you're talking about.
No, you're talking about the people you govern. See, you don't govern everyone in your family. There's a hierarchy over the family. It's usually the grandfather, and then it trickles down, the oldest uncle, things like that. And maybe one day if depending on we're the elder statesmen in our family, that will be the one that ultimately governs the family. But see, because we have no corporate structure on how we do our relationships, everybody just wants to be, oh, my business is my business. Well, guess what? When you run on hard times financially, let your business be your business. Don't come to us and ask if you can borrow a car, if somebody can watch your kids. You figure your family out. That's your family. That's your responsibility. Don't be asking us to do nothing for your kids. Oh, don't be doing no GoFundMe when your kids get sick. Remember, that's your family. That's your responsibility. So you know how a lot of times we tell our aunties and uncles, you can't talk to my kids like that. Well, guess what? Then when your kid needs something, you need somebody to watch your kid. You remember, I can't talk to your kid like that. Something's wrong with us.
Thanks.
We some losers. We have a losing mentality. None of us want nobody to tell us nothing. Nobody. So if one of our kids are 18 and they, God forbid, they have a kid that young, that kid 18, do you think our daughter or our son who had a kid at 18 should be telling us, oh, this is my kid, this is my family? It's like, what? You little bastard, you know you're gonna come to me when you need some help. Now you trying to tell me I have no say? That's not how this works.
You're going somewhere else with it, I think. I
agree with you. It has nothing to do with what you talking about. So as far as me going to my family, I've never done that. I've never went to say
we're talking about us as a people. We're not talking about you and how you do things.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. I keep it in family. Now, my extended family is my extended family, but my wife and our kids is our immediate family. That's the most important thing I have to worry about. Why? Because I have the most say so amongst them. I can't tell my grandmother or my grandfather what to do because they grown. It's our business. I can't tell my brother and his girlfriend and his son what to do. That's his family.
But I bet you the small hat community can do that. I bet you the small.
I'm not
I bet
part
you
of
the
that
Indian community. I know. And what True and I are trying to explain to y'all is because we're doing it our way is not working. But we don't see now. Granted, when they adopt our philosophies, because a lot of Indian women are adopting Western philosophies, and their relationships are falling apart just like our relationships fall apart. But when you go back to their homelands in Indian countries, when a man and a woman get married, they stay with the father. They stay in the same house, even if it's an apartment. It could be a 2-bedroom apartment, and they're going to share that bedroom, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. Guess what? They're still moving in, and they're going to figure it out.
But I don't want to water down
the reason why our way is not working because we don't believe in coming together and creating families. We believe in shacking up. We think that's the way to go. We live in an individualistic mindset. That's the way to go. That's the reason why ours not working. You won't see them small hat community like you said, shacking up with some woman and talking about, well, but y'all doing it the right way. And especially when they stand on a certain religion.
Why you don't see it?
Because that's not how we move and operate.
No. Why you don't see it in the small hat community?
Because they have a religious base.
No, it's not a religious. No, sir, it's not a religious.
It is, no,
sir.
Yes,
listen,
it is.
No, what it is the rest of the community will ostracize them
based on their religion.
Listen, it don't matter based on the religion. No, because look, Hink, we have a religious base.
I guess we have to agree to disagree.
No, Hink, listen.
All right, let's make sure we share the mic. I'll get some of the other folks in there too, y'all.
All right, let me make it one point, JR. We have a religious base just like them, Hink. But because we have no policing of the religious base, that's where the problem comes in. It's not the religion.
We don't.
All right, let me get some of the other folks in there who haven't spoken. Anybody
I
else
wish
who that haven't spoken? Anybody else? Trev, Mott, M. White, Willie, Nelson.
I wanted to comment on a couple of things. So I agree with him in terms of not necessarily bringing things to your family, and it's mainly because at the end of the day they are humans. So most people cannot handle hearing information and being impartial, and hearing information and not necessarily taking that on and feeling a certain type of way about people. I do think that if we could structure it more like a business and create some sort of board that is a third party and impartial, that would be the best thing, for us to get counsel from, people. I think that would be the best way. But another thing I wanted to kind of address is this thing with like the saying the no divorce thing. Like, I don't think that it makes any type of sense
I think it's right
to say that have a conversation that we're going to go into marriage and we're not going to get a divorce, but at the same time have a stipulation that you can't cheat. That defeats the purpose of saying that. Like there are stipulations. If I'm saying that you can't cheat, that mean that no, we'll never get a divorce unless you cheat. So say that, because then we can agree. I'm not saying to leave for stupid reasons. I'm saying to leave for the reasons that you really care about. Like, don't cheat. Don't let no man stick his thing inside of you, or whatever your standard may be. I really want to understand who on this panel would not leave their wife if they did cheat. And if you wouldn't leave, how many times can she cheat?
I think man, I appreciate what you're saying, but this is where I want to walk this back just for a second. There is a difference between relatives and family. And I think we need to draw a huge difference in the words. Just because y'all have the same last name, just because y'all been at the cookout, do not make them family. From Hink's perspective, if you talking about relatives, 1000% agree. You got to know the difference. I would assume every man in this panel wise enough to know the difference. But when we talking about family, functional, people who belong in your life, people who impart, people who invest, people you bleed with, that's different. And to try to operate like, well, we gonna go ahead and create structure through marital commitment, which is the bridge of family, and say we're gonna do this independently is foolish. And the fact that we even sit here and we only talk about infidelity as the violation. Anybody that's been married or been around relationships long enough knows that there's deeper violations than some girl letting another dude's dick inside of her. We know that to be true. And for whatever freaking reason, I don't know why it's so hard to see it, but I kind of understand, because it's fractured, it's broken, it's in disarray.
Yeah. All right, so I want to push back on what you just said.
I don't know about that. If there's a more harsh violation than you seeing your woman get knocked down, that's some nasty work.
I don't think it's worse than that.
And true, like, I mean, but even you saying that just kind of like, I think
it
strengthens my point.
Well, I mean, why don't y'all just ask one really quickly, like, what's some deeper violations that's worse than seeing your woman violated? True.
I'm very interested in true. I'm very interested in true.
What is
that?
I think a woman who's a thief. I believe a woman who shares secrets and things that are internal and personal to you. I am not removing that someone having sex, your wife, your woman having sex with another man is not disrespectful. So please don't insult my intelligence. I'm
sharing the pussy is worse than sharing a secret. I'm keeping it
not necessarily.
Well, more than likely she did all of that while getting that dick. Oh. God damn.
This
we're talking about characters right now.
Hold on, y'all. I'm not sure if he finished it. I know my one is pretty fine.
I'm not removing the fact that a woman who chooses, if she has gotten to the point to where she has shared herself, she's way past gone. We already understand that, right? In my opinion, she's well past gone. So I get the response like, yeah, you cheat on me, we done. This is again my assumption. If the woman was able to get to that point to actually act on that disrespect, it wasn't that act. There was things occurring prior to, in my opinion. And to me, that is the manifestation of the layers of disrespect. The fact that, I don't know, it could have been what she was wearing and you guys couldn't agree on her dress code, or her wanting to take, girls trips or whatever the hell, the way you run your household. But the fact that all we can again think about is, well, shoot, she give up that pussy, that's a wrap.
Well,
I promise
well,
you.
hold on,
Hold on, y'all. Mike got to respond. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
So I agree with you, but all of that is pretty much irrelevant because all of those things before her giving up the box are things that you can come back from, because that's what marriage is about. It's about working things out, right? It's about, all right, you told one of my secrets. Do you leave her for telling the secret, or what if you can come back from that? What if you can work it out, right? But to me, the infidelity that's a different story for me, right? Now, another thing that I disagree with you on is, like, I completely understood what you were saying earlier. I was talking about the family, mom, dad, like, these are the type of people, for the most part, I think that you shouldn't be telling those people, those type of things. I think that you should find other people that you can talk to about that, because they're humans at the end of the day. I had a my point that I think I kind of lost my point that I really wanted to make to you about, like, the cheating and all that. Because that's a really serious infraction. And I understand that, like, you're saying that there are worse things than that. But if there are worse things than that, then that's just more things to leave a marriage for, which kind of bolsters my point of, yeah, don't say that you're not going to leave a marriage, because you'll leave for cheating, you'll leave for telling secrets, you'll leave for this, you'll leave for that, you'll leave for a lot of things. I know one thing for me in general: insubordination. If you insubordinate, you get in a write-up. And if you get a certain amount of write-ups, it is what it is. So
Let me check with Trev and Willie.
So I do agree that with Will and True that it is the reason we are failing, is because we don't have that structure, we don't have that that family, the consequences and everything. But what do you do in a situation where may either your own family is dysfunctional and probably can't help you with that matter, or the one of your spouse? I personally wouldn't recommend marrying into a situation like that, but there are some people who might be considered that diamond in the rough, who just everybody around them is just not doing the right thing. They haven't shown the right examples. They don't have that support system. They don't have any of that. And that might be what they want to do. But if you infuse those types of people into your relationship, they're only going to cause more turmoil than anything else. And unfortunately, being that, in my opinion, I don't think we have enough examples of people doing it the right way, right? If we look at the numbers and how things go, how do you work that out in present time where that is? It's like, which one do you go for first? We need the structure, we need that family support, but if you try to get it from people who are not knowledgeable, experienced, and can't give you that support or consequences that you need, what happens then?
I think that you gotta, it's a good question, but I think that you have to understand why you are utilizing marriage as a goal in the first place. Just in my opinion, I think we don't understand what marriage truly is. It's gone as far as it's paperwork to it's a religious practice to it's about love. It's a number of those things, right? In current day, I think most people can develop relationships that don't require marriage to have to occur. So to answer your question, if you have just if you have a situation where you don't see there to be support on her end or your end, and you individually do not have the ability to navigate this alone, I would stay far away from marriage as possible, because you're subject to doing what humans do. That would be my recommendation. I just don't see it being long term. I don't even see the point, because the whole point of marriage is for lineage and expansion and
Right.
those things.
But doesn't it have to start somewhere? So does that mean that I don't get a crack at it because the people before me didn't do the right thing? So now we can never start. We have to be perpetual girlfriends or boyfriends because the people before me did not do the right thing. I don't know. To me, it sounds. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that we should at least afford everyone the opportunity. I mean, you have to do your own research. I mean, even if you don't have family per se, I think there's other ways that you can find out how to do the right thing, right? Maybe you understand the sanctity of marriage. Maybe you spent time bound by a particular religion that's got you grounded, right? And your other person, maybe y'all built that foundation together. And at some point, it has to start somewhere, right? Initially, it did. And do you think that they should not be afforded the opportunity just because of what their predecessors have done or didn't do?
I just think that, again, we can create whatever unique type of situation we want, right? But just like you stated, the numbers, the statistics, what we're seeing is literally the creation of people not being bound to any structure nor adhering to anything. We're entering into something that requires support. Marriage, all it is an expansion of self, what you don't have and what you need to grow into. It's very difficult to do that on an individual basis. So I would say that someone said earlier, you don't love your woman if you're willing to stay with her under a bridge. I would say you don't love your woman if you're willing to put her into that position, if you're not capable of it, if you're not grounded in some level of, being tied to something that's bigger than yourselves. Because there are other married people, they may not be in your family, but you got to find that connection. Doing it as an individual unit, I just don't see that to be sustainable. You're bound to fail, in my opinion.
So let me address when True said
we gotta get Willie in there too, y'all, because he ain't been speaking. Will.
No, I'm cool, man. I'm listening. Will can go. I'll go out there.
Let's just check on Nelson too. Nelson, you good?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with what Hank said earlier. Definitely. Definitely in terms of like having a conversation prior to getting married about like, what the boundaries of the marriage are going to be. Because I agree with taking divorce off the table. And a lot of people will look at it as a naive type of view, but I look at it as you're discussing your boundaries before you get into this, go into this covenant. And then when you take that vow, then it means more to you. I think I also agree with the part about keeping your personal business personal. And if you do have something that you need to work out, of course, I'm going to be a proponent of therapists, but I do believe that the reason therapists wouldn't be necessary anymore if families were functioning how I think Will had said it earlier, in terms of having that structure and that hierarchy, and having, your mother and your father look at that woman as your daughter and vice versa. If they truly looked at it like that, then you would lose that bias. And so that's the whole purpose of a therapist, is to have somebody that doesn't have bias, is walking alongside you in your marriage, trying to help you, learn how to communicate and help guide you through it. Whereas a family could have done that if it was structured kind of the way Will had framed it. So
y'all gonna stop saying boundaries and also saying, oh, we not getting a divorce. Those two things don't go hand in hand. You can't have boundaries that you guys agree on and then say, oh, we're never getting a divorce. That just doesn't make sense. That's like the idea of like, rights aren't real, right? There's no such thing as a right unless you have something to enforce the right, which is what men do in general. We enforce rights. So we give women rights, right? If you don't have anything to enforce these boundaries, like the threat of no longer having the marriage, because you're not going to put your hands on it, right? You can't do that. So you need the divorce there, unless you can tell me what else you're going to do to enforce these boundaries.
Well, let me tell you, sir. Let me
I
tell
don't
you.
think nobody never said never divorce. I thought we said like I said, I'm not going to make divorce an option. That's what I said. I thought that's what we all agreed on.
And y'all all are wrong, except True.
Okay.
And me. Let me try to explain to y'all. Yeah, Marcus, don't.
That means I'm right, because True. I mean, Nelson agreed with me. Nelson was right too.
Yeah, and Nelson wrong. Now let me break down. Now think about this, gentlemen. Thank you, JR. Appreciate you, my dog. Now think about this, gentlemen. Let me ask y'all: do y'all think successful societies are built on individuals' boundaries? That's a question. Please answer it.
You said, do we think successful societies is built on individuals' boundaries?
Boundaries. Yes.
Not individuals' boundaries.
Okay, but
can you explain that a little more clearly?
No, you know history better than I know history, Marcus. Are you telling me there's a successful society that was developed off individuals creating what their boundaries are? America's failing.
It's been successful up
America's
until
making
now.
money. Oh, bro, it's making money. America is a capitalist society. It is rob, steal, and kill. America don't care about nobody but itself. It don't care about
personal. What do you?
What
First off, we got to
society
establish
does.
what success looks like.
Listen,
What is
what
success look
society
like? When you
does
say
that,
success.
Bill? I mean, that's everybody's society.
Gentlemen,
That's right, brother.
when you talk about the way America makes money and the way America governs the world, it has us. It's governing it. It's not everybody getting to say, "Oh, I like this. I like this. I don't want this. I don't want that." There is still a governing body, and they have a set structure on how this thing works. Everybody doesn't get to just say what they want, and it's just like, well, we got certain rules over here, certain rules over here. It may be categorized by state, so the country as a whole gets broken up into 50 different unions, and we have 50 different states. But within those states, they have governance in those states. You don't have everybody going willy-nilly doing things as they see fit. So, sir, y'all are talking about the love component, marriage component, commitment component, sacrificial components. You cannot just say, well, my standard is X, real dope standard is Y, True standard is Z, Willie's standard is A, JR's is B. You got all these different people doing things all differently. Y'all talking about, hey, I tell her, if you cheat on me, the relationship over. No, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been waiting to try to chime in on this when True made that point that some things is more of a violation than a woman letting another man enter her. And y'all like, no, that's the biggest violation. No, let me ask you successful ninjas a question.
Go ahead.
Because I'm not gonna ask no broke man this question because he gonna lose it. He gonna really lose it. You find out your woman gave the credit card that she was assigned for her to use. You find out she let another man use the credit card, and he been swiping transactions every month on your credit card for the past year or two. You telling me her stepping out on you will be a bigger violation than letting another turning your resources over to another man?
Yes,
that's cheating.
You a damn lie.
She's cheating. In my opinion, that's cheating.
I don't think it's worse. I do think the reason why it's different is because she had to be getting her back blown out. That nigga, he fucked that credit card out, my old lady.
No. Listen,
that's the
I get that's what you're saying. I think you think there's the prerequisite that they have to sleep together first. And maybe most likely that would happen first. But what I'm saying to you is if your woman never slept with another man, or even if she did sleep with him once, but you find out this man's been using your credit card. So when you've been busting your butt, working to make money to pay off a debt or pay off balances that another man is racking up, you telling me that her stepping out would sting more than that?
I know, because that's one of the times I understand a man beating a woman's ass. So
right. Listen, if a woman steps out on one of us, that's a violation to our ego, but it's not a violation to our person.
No, Will, you're still talking, and we're telling you that is worse to let a man have sex with you is worse than just giving a nigga some of my money.
No, it ain't some of your money. Listen to what I said, bro. I didn't say, oh, she gave him $50. You didn't hear me say that.
Credit card, right?
Said, yeah. Okay, so you take the average man. The average man don't make a lot of money. He's making $45,000 a year. You telling me he works hard for his money. He lose sleep for his money. He stresses. He has his feet hurt, his back hurt, his hands hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And he find out that he's been going to work to finance another man. You telling me that her sleeping with another man will piss him off more? You out your damn mind.
Yeah.
See, you rich niggas.
Check this out too. That is, if another man uses my credit card, Will, is that a fraudulent transaction?
Definitely a fraudulent transaction.
That is no, it's not necessarily a fraudulent transaction unless you can prove it. You don't know what's going on.
What credit card company gonna make you prove it?
See, you're not listening, bro. Talking to y'all sometimes is a waste of time. You ain't listening. So True. Maybe I'll ask you. I get it. A woman stepping out on you, we all will have a problem with that. We're not downplaying that at all. But I guarantee you, I can live with my woman stepping out on me and be like, and whether we move on, my ego's not going to be as fractured as if I find out for the last year or two I've been working and paying another man's bills.
So you can live with your woman stepping out on you?
Yeah.
That's gay.
No, listen, bro, you didn't listen. I didn't say I would stay with her.
Damn.
But bro, I will have a problem if I find out I've been financing another man. I will have a major problem with that.
You wouldn't have as much of a problem if you found out you was kissing on her and she was like, she just came from
Jesus.
you would be more mad at the money.
This is the problem with what he's saying, right? This is the problem with what he's saying, because he's saying your woman went over there and juggled another man's urine and came and kissed you in the mouth. That's what he's saying. That's what he's talking about.
If she can muster up the strength to cheat on you, what makes you think that she would not do that?
See, I think you
think she come home and she's like, oh no, babe, wait, I gotta brush my teeth.
You got these overly masculine men that think that cheating, like a woman stepping out on you, is like, oh my gosh, like I can't let, bro. She did that to herself. Now, if she was out there being nasty with that man and came straight home and started kissing on you, that would be a problem. I would have a problem with that. Of course, I would have a problem with that. I would have a problem with her stepping out, seeing another man, period. But the relationship is over at that point. But I will be dealing with the fact, you know how much it would mess up my psyche if I found out I've been taking care of a woman deceived me to the point where she had me financing another man's life? Y'all weird as hell if y'all telling me that cheating would be more of a violation.
Weird for not fucking.
Yeah, I'm still cheating.
I said that's cheating. To me, that's cheating. That's cheating.
No,
to me.
I agree with you. It is everything's cheating. When a woman lies, cheating. When a woman disrespect you, is cheating. I think any violation to a relationship should be considered cheating. This whole idea of having sex with people is the only thing that's classified as cheating. No, you're cheating the relationship. You're cheating the family, because we some niggas and all we care about is nigga shit. All y'all care about is being the biggest nigga in the little pond. Marcus said he like niggas. They like niggas who sit on the corner. Niggas who just, he the king of the 7-Eleven on 17th and Union Street. That's all these niggas care about. Small-minded. I'm the biggest nigga in this little ecosystem, and I tell everybody what to do, so I'm good. I'm head honcho. That's all we talk about. That's all we care about.
As vehemently as I object to women being victims of domestic violence, the more I talk on these panels, the more I understand that there are just sometimes when you gotta knock a bitch head between a washer and dryer. If my woman was taking my money and giving another nigga my credit card so he could use it to live off of, that would probably be one of the few times that if I was a judge and somebody came through my courthouse with that situation, that nigga's not going to jail. He's getting community service and maybe some counseling. Like, that's crazy. Like, but I won't say that that's still worse than my old lady letting sucking somebody else dick and letting somebody else crack.
Let it happen to you. It ain't never happened to you. That's why you saying it's worse.
Which one ain't ever happened? I done had one of my old hoes suck 3 niggas dick. We had that conversation.
No, I'm talking about another man living off your credit cards.
Oh no, that's just impossible.
Right. You can't even fathom it. No. But I guarantee you, if it happened, I can't fathom it, because I know if that happened, bro. Oh, if you cheat, I'm like, oh, it's so
weird. What if it's her brother?
Damn, who it is?
Like, it don't matter who the dude is. Like, if it's her daddy and she gives, I'm tracking. I'll follow you now. If my woman gives my money to somebody else that's not her without clearing it through me, it's a problem. I don't give a fuck if it's her daddy. I don't give a fuck if it's her nephew, if it's her sister, if it's her mother. If it's my money, where my money is dispersed, she has no say in that. Once I give it to her, she's to do what I need her to do with that money. If she's taking care of herself, that's cool. And for any of you broke hoes in the chat or other niggas start talking about, well, what if taking care of herself is taking care of her sister or her? No, fuck him to fuck her. And where's her husband at? She needs to go talk to her daddy. I'm not paying for anybody else that's not under my protection and provision, which her sister, her brother, the other niggas she fucking with at work, none of them niggas count.
This question is going to determine how we really feel. Okay. Now, if you had to choose that your wife could take your credit card and spend from it and fund some man's lifestyle for the rest of your life, right? Or, right, so she's funding his lifestyle for the rest of your life off your credit card, or she goes and she gets slammed and hammered every day, and she's sucking dick every day and coming home to you every day, which one do you choose?
Sucking dick and getting slammed.
So you gay.
I picked the
Call it
credit
what you
card.
want. Call it what you want. I ain't financing no other man. You out your damn mind.
If this
You
is
out
the
your
case,
damn mind.
I'm financing another man.
That nigga,
Gotta take her off the board altogether. I'm financing that. I'm not financing a motherfucker just talking like that's
Yeah,
that.
well, shout out to Will for coming out. Shout out for Will for coming out.
Gave us a whole different scenario. Like, no,
I don't know. Hey, true. I don't know how you gay because your woman slept with another man that came and slept with you.
Because
How
you
that
would
make you gay?
you okay with her? You said you would
No.
prefer
I didn't say
instead of spending some
you gave
money.
me-
You
sir,
said
you
instead of
sound
spending some
stupid.
money,
You gave
you would
me
prefer
a
to get kissed in the mouth by that woman every day.
You gave me an either or. You gave me an either or option. So real dope. Let me ask you this. So he gave us a stupid scenario. Let's return a stupid scenario to him. So real dope. You telling me that if you found out for the last year your woman was siphoning money through your credit card to take care of another dude. Let's say it's a dude in jail and she putting money on his books for the past year. She's been just financing his life. And I'm not talking about like $10, $15. I'm talking about a couple hundred like every month, $300-400 every month. Would that be a violation to terminate the relationship, or can y'all work through that?
You know what I'm gonna do, Will?
Terminate the relationship.
I'm gonna talk to one of my homies. I'm gonna get some glass paperwork, drop a bad check in her account, get my money back, and then cancel her.
Hey,
No. Hold on. Wait, I thought y'all gonna work through that. I thought y'all was gonna work through it.
Wait. In white, what you do is you tell her like, no, baby, it's cool. I understand that's your ex. So I think you should go see him because I understand you probably need that closure. He needs some support. And then, let her get dressed. And then as soon as she go, you give her a hug, drop some coke in her pocket. So that way, when she go through that security, it look like she's smuggling contraband. That bitch go to jail too.
Wait. I thought Willie, because I get it, Willie, but I thought these brothers was talking about the SEX is the only thing that's gonna violate the relationship. Didn't they say they're gonna have these vows and they're gonna say
no one ever said that.
Ain't nobody said that.
Real dope. You definitely said
No,
you
I
put in your
I
vows.
gave y'all other things too.
Did
question
anybody
was,
hear
what's
anything
worse?
else? Hold on. Did anybody hear anything outside of infidelity as a reason to divorce? Not one of these niggas said it.
True. Y'all wasn't listening.
Nigga, wait, hold on. I could give you a long list of reasons why I would divorce somebody outside.
No. I'm talking about the ones that's challenging what I'm saying right now.
Oh,
Real dope never ever implied that there's another thing outside of cheating. He said that they should talk about it. And he said that, and I think Hank was talking about his boundaries and everything. Everybody, Nelson say, I agree, I'll double down. Now, Nelson, would you be okay? Would you forgive a woman who was financing another man for a year on your credit cards and you didn't know about it?
It's kind of hard to track with you because y'all giving some of the most extreme circumstances I've ever heard of in my life. Like,
Y'all keep going about a merry-go-round.
No. Don't let him get out of this. I want him to answer that question.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get him to answer. That's why I'm telling him. Listen,
Nelson, just go with my answer. You can end up making 50K off of what she did, and then you can lock both their ass up. They like you burn her account, so they charge her back. That check gonna drop in 48 hours. Go there, take all the money out and spend on their own.
Marcus is a criminal, so he committing a crime, trying to get his lick back.
She committed the crime. She the one dropped it.
And then you committed a crime too.
Even if he beat her ass, he's still committing the crime the way he do it.
So what? So what? Listen, you commit one of them crimes that he committed, bro. You ain't gonna be able to get bank accounts. You ain't gonna be able to get a partner. There's a whole lot of things come back. Anywho, look, Nelson had the question. Nelson, sir, if your woman, Nelson, you have a problem with infidelity, I'm assuming. If a woman steps out, that's termination of a marriage for you?
That's a problem.
Is there anything else that would terminate a relationship, a marriage?
Will, he tried to dodge that. He said, "Are you going to terminate the marriage?" You said that's a problem, Nelson. No,
I heard him. Listen, real dope. I got this. I know how to do what I do. Watch this.
I'm sorry, my fault.
All to the G. Is there anything outside of infidelity that can terminate a marriage in your eyes? Obviously, somebody trying to take a person's life. We're not even talking about that. That's so extreme that we understand that.
You don't think the other example is too extreme too?
I'm asking you. I definitely got multiple reasons why people would do it, but I don't think any of those reasons are just. So I'm asking you.
And you're saying it doesn't matter if this person was a brother or father?
No. Don't think about my scenario real quick. Just think about my question. In your opinion, is there any reason outside of infidelity? We're taking murder off the table. We know that's right. So we're just talking about things that somebody can do while you both are still alive. Is there anything outside of infidelity that you believe will warrant a divorce?
No, I think infidelity is probably the number one reason.
No, not the number one. Is there any other subsequent reasons? Like,
I can't really think of anything else offhand that I would say like, okay, this is an immediate.
Okay, so if you find out your wife was taking care of another man for a year, you make $50,000 a year, and y'all are living, basically damn near paycheck to paycheck, like most $50,000 a year income earners live, and you find out your woman was taking your hard-earned money because you are a laborer, and she was financing another man's lifestyle with your income.
That's infidelity.
Come on now. We know infidelity is the way people think about infidelity is intimacy, sexual encounters.
Infidelity is not just sex.
Oh, okay. Come on, Nelson.
That's what I was not just sex.
Are you gonna encompass any violation? I'm okay with it, but are you encompassing every violation to infidelity?
No, I'm not, but I'm definitely not going to just say sex is the number one thing for infidelity. There's definitely the emotional aspect to it too. And that's why a lot of men divorce over infidelities, because not only was the sex involved, but for a woman to even go and do something with another man, that's already an indication that person has her heart. So it's like an extra component that's added on to it.
Right. So, okay. So if you find out that your woman was having an emotional relationship with a man for a year, but she's never stepped out, are you leaving her?
I don't know.
That's infidelity. See, y'all not consistent, man. Y'all not consistent. So that's infidelity, sir. That is infidelity.
I'm not going to say what I would and wouldn't do inside my marriage.
Nelson, that's infidelity. You're leaving for infidelity.
For me personally, I'm not going to say.
Will, you asking the wrong nigga? I'm consistent. Ask me your question.
No. Listen, he said it was infidelity. So he's leaving for infidelity, right, Nelson?
No,
he
I
said he ain't leaving under no circumstances.
I was leaving for infidelity. I said that was the number one.
I specifically asked you outside of sex. I was asking you personally, outside of sex, is there another reason you would leave your wife? You said, I can't think of anything. So then I gave you a scenario about the finances, and you said that was infidelity. And maybe I jumped the gun, but I'm assuming that you mentioned that's infidelity as justification to leave your wife. Was that not the claim you were making?
It's hard to track with your movie examples because it's just not real life.
Okay, it's not about listen. Nelson,
it's too hard to track with.
I get it.
We're gonna be all day with Will in this one.
Nelson, if you found out your wife cheated, would you ask her, did you suck his dick?
No.
Cool. So clearly with him, that's still inconsistent, because infidelity is not just infidelity with him. Because in that case, he wouldn't care. She had sex with the guy. She don't care if he sucked the dick or not. But the emotional part, the emotional infidelity, you know what I'm saying, that's palatable to him.
Are we leaving for infidelity or not, gentlemen?
He said he's not leaving his marriage.
No, he didn't say that.
He said that earlier. He don't believe in leaving his marriage.
Okay, but he will leave for cheating. If she sleep with another man, you leaving, right?
He didn't say.
Honestly, I don't think he never said that.
Right.
So him saying I don't know is him saying no.
No, gentlemen, I never asked him if he would leave his wife for cheating. I said outside of cheating. That's what I asked him. So I'm asking directly.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to say what I would or wouldn't do inside my marriage.
And I could appreciate that, Nelson, because you don't know what you're going to do till you get there. That's why I said these overly masculine Negroes on this panel keep talking about, oh, if my woman step out, is over. And I get that. I'm not mad at their answers. I'm not mad at your answer. The problem is, y'all, if you track her sleeping with another man as infidelity, and then you track her paying another man's bills as infidelity, and then you attach her having an emotional relationship with a man, that's also infidelity. So I'm trying to see if infidelity will be a cause for you to leave your marriage. And if you saying you don't know, I accept that you don't know. But these other brothers gonna say, yeah, they gonna leave. But then they're gonna
on any of those circumstances, absolutely, because that's bogus.
Yeah,
Who
but
the fuck is gonna deal with that?
One of them is worse.
Yeah, taking your money one.
I mean, that's subjective, right? So, you know, it is what it is. I don't even understand why that's a thing. Why are we even arguing about that shit?
I don't think
if
it's
you
subjective.
feel a certain way about it. It is subjective. If Will just said he would rather his girl get pounded than take his money, then and you don't, it's subjective. None of them are a fact.
No, it's not subjective. I'm heterosexual fully. I'm not bisexual. I'm not none of that. So it's
so you
now
keep
you're
saying Will
by
gay for
throwing
that, but that's
homosexuality
different.
into the equation.
Unless he's
I didn't say
watching
you
it
was.
happen, then yes, you did. You called him gay like
No, I
twice directly.
Well, earlier,
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
did.
saying right
You
now,
said-
I didn't
yeah,
call
you
him.
did. You did.
Yeah,
You pulled it
earlier I
back
did.
now.
I'm talking about right
Yeah,
now.
for sure.
So I think it's crazy. If my woman sleep with another man, that's her man. She's not my woman no more. So that doesn't bother me. Like if she doesn't want to be here, she's going to leave. Whether she leaves and I know about it, or whether she leaves secretly and just sleep with other people and stay here. That's the relationship. Once I find out about it, the relationship's over. But I'm not gonna beat her head in because she slept with another man. But if I find out that you've been siphoning my money, taking care of another man, oh, you're not leaving this relationship without a few lumps on your head. There's an exit strategy, and it's gonna be me leaving in cuffs if I get caught.
I think
I just don't understand. Like y'all niggas is lying.
like money is important, right? But I don't think that money is that important to men, right? And maybe it is to y'all, but hold on, let me break it. I'm just trying to break it down. Like money, like to me at least, like maybe it's because I feel I'm confident that I'll always be able to make money, but like money is never going to be I'm never going to do something wild for money. I'm never going to be like going sell my soul for money. It's money at the end of the day. Like, so the idea of like, oh, you spent my money. Oh my God. Like, no, like I'm gonna leave you for it, but it's not worse than like sucking a nigga dick and coming and putting your mouth on me.
It's not about money. It's the assault on trust. It's the assault on the
On
fact
your
that
livelihood. True. That's an assault on your livelihood.
She don't give a damn about you. I get that. I get it. I again will say I understand a woman sleeping with another man, but in my opinion, if that is possible, she's been gone. Like there's things in my opinion that have occurred prior to that action. I'm just not seeing a woman waking up being sold on you, and then later that day somebody is in her drawers. It don't work that way typically. It just don't.
We agree that both is admonishable, but y'all asking which one would you rather have your money get stolen for a year or come home and she had dick on her breath, and we choosing the money stolen. Like that's it. And with
I don't think it matters.
True. Every time these dudes were sleeping with chicks before they was in committed relationship, she could have had dick on her breath. It didn't bother them niggas then.
Well, it bothers you now.
They was tag teaming chicks with their homeboys. It didn't matter then.
Yeah, when you say that's my
they weren't gay then. Was you gay then?
Doing that? I never tag team nobody.
No. You think you never hit a girl that was with a guy the day before?
It's possible.
Absolutely. For sure.
So was you gay then?
It's different. No. You making a conscious decision right now. You making a conscious decision to put your mouth on your girl after she suck a dick.
This will be unbeknownst to me, sir. You wouldn't be like, oh, I know my girl was just sleeping with another man. Come kiss me in the mouth. You talk real stupid right now.
Just the thing. Growing up, I've been around hoes my whole life. They've been fucking plenty of niggas. The day before, hour, couple minutes, whatever. They was fucking somebody else. I don't care. When it comes to a woman I'm in a relationship with, that's you care about this shit.
You see what they're doing? You see what they're doing? True. They're taking the emotional aspect that now because I'm committed to you, now it matters.
Right. You can't be
Hold
cupping these
on,
up.
hold on, Marcus. Look, Marcus talk about all these loose women, right? Marcus, if you knew one of your homeboys smashed a girl at 10 a.m. and then she was ready for you to smash at 12, would you smash?
I plead the fifth.
You know he did it.
See, look, true. So he not gay for smashing a chick an hour. Hold on, gentlemen. I'm just trying to show y'all how weird y'all are right now.
I didn't say nobody was gay.
We'll try and get out of this.
Get out of it. You create a stupid scenario, bro, and I just played your stupid game with you to try to help make.
Go ahead.
So let's ask Real Dope then. Real Dope, if you knew one of your homeboys smashed what? Real Dope, have you ever smashed the 304?
Yeah.
So if one of your homeboys hit her off at 11, and then she was ready at 11:15 for you to come in the room, would you go hit it?
No, I never got down like that.
I didn't say did you. I
Yeah,
said would you?
No.
At 11:30. What time? How much time will have to pass before you run through
It gotta be probably like a week or so. Yeah. I never did that. I never ran trains on chicks. I never like.
It gotta be a week.
No,
mentally, like of course it might. Let's say it's not. It might not. But mentally in my head, I'm like,
lock his ass up.
Oh my
Lock
God.
his ass up.
I thought he was gonna say a wash, so he said a week. No, that's bogus.
I don't know. It might be a few days. I was just
talking about.
It might not be
What are you
7
talking
days.
about,
It might
bro?
be 3.
Nah,
I don't
no
know.
one believes you, bro. You bugging. Stop.
That's
You gotta stop
cool,
somewhere.
but make
you gotta stop
continue the
somewhere, bro.
conversation.
You gotta stop somewhere, bro. Like,
No,
nah. But Will,
that's cool, but let's
Will,
continue the conversation.
But Will, you messed up. Will, you messed up too because
I answered it, and then when we go from there.
Will, you messed up too because you just earlier said that you would leave if your female slept with somebody else too. So it's not weird now, right? Is it?
He wouldn't leave.
Somebody got mute their line.
He did. You did say that.
What you say it again, Trev?
You said earlier that you would leave your wife if you found out she smashed somebody else, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So how is it weird then now?
No, I didn't say that they have a problem with them leaving. They said they will leave. Nelson said he don't know. I said I'm okay with how both of y'all answered. The problem I have is they're acting like there's no greater violation. I'm telling you right now, and then Real Dope is speaking from a guy who don't have finances as a problem. I said an average earning man, $45,000 to $50,000 a year. That man will not be able to stomach that he's been working hard as a laborer and his woman was siphoning his money to take care of another man.
So what's wrong with him having a different opinion on it based on his circumstances and how he feels?
Even that I called him gay.
He just lying.
He on a rampage now.
No, he just lying. I think
I'm not co-signing the gay comment, but I agree with Real Dope outside of that gay part. Like they just care about different shit more. Like I think some people cash is the number one deal breaker. Some people dick on the breath is the number one deal breaker. I just happen to be a dick on the breath deal breaker type.
Marcus, how many of your homeboys from back in the day will go
I'm in a relationship? In a relationship.
No, listen to my Matthew.
Wait, you on a rampage? She's not gonna let this go.
Back in the day, Marcus, before you got married and all that, right?
The answer is yeah. We scummy. We were some scummy niggas. Okay, so
the guys you hung with.
Last clip, Will. That's
okay. The guys you hung with, Marcus, would they lose it if they was in a relationship? Would they go and pew pew somebody crib up for sleeping with their woman, or would they go pew pew somebody crib up with playing with their money?
Playing with their money, but wasn't they wise? But yeah, I get the point you're trying to make.
Somebody got feedback. Somebody got feedback.
That's somebody playing something.
But the niggas who want like that a loser probably over never mind.
You don't have sex unless you're in a relationship.
Yes.
You haven't been in a relationship for a year, you said.
Yes, a year. That's not hard. Paul, I wrote a book called Abstinence is Cool, where I went years without having sex.
I've done that. I did a whole year.
It's not hard for a woman not to have sex.
Yeah,
I know
it's different for women. Yeah.
Like you said, it's different for women.
It's different for women.
Yeah, I think I get women on my show that be like, I have had sex in 5 or 10 years. Now that could be a dangerous place. Woo. You don't want to go so long because at some point in time you don't want to let yourself go, right? Like, but it is not. I know we're in this time where it seems like everybody is busted it open.
Overly sexual,
But there's so
yeah.
many women who are like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And you're not worried about things like today. I always say that there's no casual sex, in my opinion.
Okay.
Nothing about sex is casual because as a woman, you risk so many things having sex. As a man, like STDs, people don't talk about STDs. I'm like, damn, people get all type of stuff. So I feel like casual sex isn't a thing for me. So I can go like a cool minute if I have to.
Yeah.
As a woman, I might be probably real different for a man, you know?
So, okay, how long can you go without sex, Paul?
Man, I mean, I'm I'm older, so it ain't really like something that I gotta just chase.
So what's the answer?
How long?
I love Kendra.
I mean, I don't know, a month or two maybe.
So 60 days?
I mean, I could probably go longer than you understand. Like I was so locked in as a sports player,
right?
That I was like so just like I could just block that out. I could just be I'm gonna work out, do this. I was on a program. So I was just like, you know what, I ain't messing with no girls for like 3 months. I'm gonna lock in, go to the gym, just get my rest, go back to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to programming my mind like that. And that's why I became one of the best.
So how come you can't feel a woman could do the same?
He is lying.
I just feel like, dang, women are thirsty. Like
Wow. Those are the women
like, women is thirsty. Maybe it's just because of my environment.
Yes, it's your
know what I'm saying?
environment.
But like, what's my environment? It's just like everybody else's environment. What? I'm going to the restaurant. I'm going to the grocery store. It's not even my environment. It's what probably I'm attracted.
Yes.
And
You know
it's
what I'm
who you
saying?
are. Your environment is not the same
It ain't-
as Joe. When Joe goes to the grocery store, women are not thirsty trying to be on him. He's going to the store and he probably don't see not one woman approach him, look at him, or want him. It's a whole different. You're Paul Pierce. You're a celebrity. And they know that. Women automatically want you because of that.
Yeah,
no
for
matter
sure.
what, they know you
Yeah,
have
for
money.
sure.
They know that you could be ugly as long as you're a famous rich man,
Yeah,
and you don't even have to be famous.
Yeah.
You could just be rich. You got women on you
Yeah.
if they know that.
Yeah.
So that's different for you. You see thirsty women. A lot of men
Yeah, I
don't
guess
have
so.
that
Yeah,
experience
you're right.
at all. Like
You're
they
right.
don't. feel that.
95% of men out, and I'm being generous, don't have that experience.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
literally-
that's not.
I mean, you're like, your world is your real world, so there's no apologies for it. But the people in your world, they don't have an average life. Most men have to work to get a woman.
Yeah. And they have to be nervous to come. But what I will say about men in that, women have to understand too, like, yes, a man, like if you're with a man like that, he may get a lot of women on them, but what type of women are they? Because that woman right there is just wants you because of who you are and what you have. This woman right here might really want you because they love you. Like there's a difference between quality, like options these days. I feel like men feel like they have a plethora of options because of Instagram, because of this. But in reality, where is the quality at?
But can I say something to that? And you're right.
Yeah.
So what I've learned is law of attraction. If I was to die tomorrow, I would tell everybody, learn law of attraction. Everybody in your life is who you reflect. So if there is a woman who is just thirsty, that's what you desire, because the thirsty, like that's why I said going back to earlier, like women have to understand, like you might have a standard and he might say, I don't want to work that hard. Like, okay, like I respect you, but at the same time, I want the girl who going to sleep with me and not going to care. Like sometimes when people have money, it's easier for them to use their money to get their peace. Like if she just want money and I don't got to answer to her and I don't got to call in and check in, I could do that. Now she wants me for real. I have to rise to the occasion. She wants me to be honest. She wants me to never sleep with anybody else. He has to be ready for that, right? So
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there. Question I have for the panel real quickly. Would you respect a woman more for saying no or for giving it up to you?
Saying no. I can remember every woman who's ever said no to me.
I can't. I respect the women who give it up.
Why is she saying no in the first place? Like, are you asking for it?
Because he cringy.
No, I can remember right now, like a girl who just like, you try to put your hand and she like, no, we just watching the movie. Like, and she like, no, we just watching the movie. We gonna watch this movie and that's it.
She
And it's like, all right.
she told you before she was coming over, she just was gonna watch the movie.
I don't remember. Maybe.
Whenever they do that, then you just don't try to initiate sex at all. You got to be the one that they got to initiate it with when they play that game.
Marcus. But he said he respect. So you respected her? You respected her because she told you no?
She's one of the few women who got out, you know, who didn't get locked in my jaws, you know.
So you respected that. So you respected the fact that you didn't get what you want. That was
I'm vicious. So yeah,
no, you sound.
You trying to get some get back or something,
bro?
You trying to get some get back?
What are you talking about?
Go ahead, Will.
No, I just don't understand why. Look, man, JR. One day you got to make these brothers sign disclosures that they're not gonna get on here and be lying. We don't respect. It makes zero sense that you're respecting a woman for denying you what you want. That makes
Will, you gotta understand real dope feel like he a special nigga. So any woman with the willpower to turn him down, it's kudos to her willpower because he gonna be able to get every woman. Is that a fair thought, real dope?
I can count on one hand. I remember.
Is that a fair thought?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's where that's coming from. It ain't from nothing else other than like I'm with you. I respect her going with her move and doing what she want to do. Because I don't
the women who actually like you, and the women that you did something to compel them to sleep with you, you didn't respect them.
No, he's saying if you have enough self-control to say no to him because he a omega level nigga.
Maybe they just don't like this nigga.
Hold on.
That's why they told him no. Maybe they just like
he don't believe that's possible.
You just don't.
And White, this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying. You have to respect discipline. It just is what it is, right? You respect discipline. If a woman is like, yo, I'm not going to do that with you. And all of the other women in my past, they didn't mean it. They've said it, they didn't mean it, right?
So did she become your woman?
When a woman say something, it's supposed to go inside your one ear and go out the other one. She ain't she ain't serious. But this, we're more serious.
So when that woman that you clearly was attracted to her because y'all ended up on the couch watching the movie and you try to make a move, she said no, you developed admiration for her. So did you pursue her to be your woman?
No.
Oh, this nigga lie. These
motherfuckers. Why would who told you I wanted that? Will, hold on, Will, there are tons of women out here right now who won't sleep with you, right? Now, you might be out here looking for an easy kill. If you see a woman and she like, yo, you got to do this, that, and the third, and it's going to take us this long to have sex, you might be like, you know what? I respect you, but I'm going this way, right? Because it's a lot of men out here who are just in a place in their life where they just want the easy kills. It is what it is. You telling me like, oh, you gotta want to wipe, you gotta be ready.
This is what that sound like to me, True. And I don't know, True, you might agree with what he's saying, but this is what it sound like to me. You typically get the jobs that you apply for, and then you go on one interview and they be like, nah, you ain't the candidate. You be like, you know, I respect y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know y'all worth. I respect y'all. Let me get my little briefcase, get the hell out y'all office. I'm wasting y'all time.
I can't relate.
I'm about to smoke you on this topic. Go ahead, keep going. Go ahead.
I can't relate to mine and maybe other fellas. That's why I said she said no. That baffles my mind, my guy. There's never been a conversation I've ever had no girls ever said no. Like to what Marcus said, if I'm rocking with you, like the intro's made, we hanging. There's never been a time I've had to request ass ever.
Wait. So he not lying? So he's saying that he's never been turned down for sex.
He didn't say that. That's not what he said.
So y'all saying in your minds, I asked this girl like, hey, can you have sex with me? And she said no. Is that what y'all saying happened?
That's what you said. That's what
you said. The word no.
That's what you said. You said I made the move. She shut it down. No. She told you I'm not giving it to you. That's what you said.
No, that's not how it works. She don't just say no.
She just wasn't ready to do it with you on that day, is what you're saying.
It could have been that too.
Well, why would you say that? That's what I'm saying. So if you develop
that we were intelligent enough to understand this, that the woman wasn't saying no, and I wasn't asking for sex. I've never asked for sex in my life.
So what did you develop respect for then?
She's doing the thing. She's doing
what happened for your respect to show up? What happened?
Because I didn't hit her. She didn't let me.
Oh, he reached to touch her leg and she just moved his hand away. And he was like, "Man, I got respect for her."
Well, real dope. What if she was on her period?
Then then you know it is what it is. In my head,
That didn't matter. He developed respect for him.
no, that wouldn't matter if I knew that. But listen,
you don't know.
And what that would matter if I knew that, right? But I don't. So it is what it is.
So you just develop respect and you don't even know why. You're just respecting
I
this
told you
woman.
why. I told you why.
No, because you don't know why she did. Why she didn't move.
Will we don't ever know. I don't know if you telling the truth at everything that you fucking say. I gotta take you for your word.
No, you don't. You cannot believe. I tell you niggas y'all lying all the time.
Come on, man.
Do I not tell y'all? Do I not tell Marcus?
You do, but you be wrong.
You lying.
You do, but you wrong. Oh,
I'm not gonna not believe. Listen, this is what y'all do. Y'all be like, I don't believe what Will is saying, but I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna sit here and let Will say all this bullshit. When you niggas say some bullshit, I'll be like, hey, Trav, this nigga lying.
Listen.
Yeah, that's a fair enough.
You at least know what I said or what you niggas are saying. I don't know where the hell y'all
I don't come across many situations where I feel like you lying per se. I might feel like you have a opinion that I disagree with, but I don't. I take shit at face value, right? Unless I prove you to be a liar or you say something really outrageous, which has happened sometimes, including tonight. Then I'll be like, oh shit, yeah, this motherfucker cap. But then I say it. So yeah, take that.
You know what I thought was cap? When Paul Pierce said he done went 3 months without sex.
Yeah,
there is a time where I believe what he's saying, but you know what? That was right around after he got you know what I'm saying?
Okay. When he
after
got,
that,
what was that?
The violent incident that happened
when he was like his second year in the league.
Yeah, and I'm glad that brother made it and survived and all of that stuff.
Yeah, he got bad.
That changed his perspective on going out. But it happened at a nightclub. Paul Pierce used to be in the clubs kicking it. He used to be one of them type of niggas. I fuck with the whole circle. I'm from the city. So
he said when he was older though, Marcus, he said, I'm older now. He didn't say
I mean, you know, our testosterone change, our priorities change as we get older. But when he was young, he couldn't go no 3 months without no damn sex. That's cap, bro.
Most dudes who married go at least 3 months. Most dudes in committed relationships go 3 months without getting solved. What are you talking about? When you listen,
from a significant other,
as a single man, I can slay daily, multiple times a day. When you're in a relationship, that goes way down. You might slay once a week. You might slay once every couple weeks. You might slay once a month. It changes for men when they get in relationships. This is why marriage is a bad deal for the average man. Men complain about sexless marriages all the time. This is nothing new.
You saying because they don't want to have sex no more, or the women saying no?
No, listen, bro.
Women rejecting them or making it inconvenient.
Women reject men in relationships. I've been rejected in my marriage relationships. It happens all the time. I'm tired. It is what it is. This is not, I don't know why we be acting like, here's the thing. You can't get on these platforms and be honest because then people weaponize your transparency. So everybody get up here and just lie. See, I don't lie to y'all. Y'all don't have to believe nothing I say, but I don't lie to y'all. I tell y'all what it is.
We'll cut that bullshit out.
Never been turned
ain't nobody that's up here right now ever lied on here.
Shit, you lying right now.
I didn't answer a question.
I'm always lying.
You lied.
There's no reason to lie to y'all.
Yeah.
There's just no reason.
There's some incriminating shit.
True don't come up here saying grandiose stuff that's hard to believe.
What I say that was hard to believe?
What's the grandiose?
Every time you get up here, you say something that's hard to believe.
What I say that was hard to believe tonight, Will?
Every time you talk,
that I won't. That it's worse for my woman to suck a dick and kiss me than spending a couple dollars.
No, but see, now you want to conflate it to a couple dollars.
I'm asking you. Can you let me know?
What are you asking me?
What did I say that's so blasphemous that you think was a lie?
Everything you say sounds blasphemous.
Yeah, that's a wonderful answer. That's what I thought you was gonna say.
I'll give an example. So if you say that you could count on one hand and you got 4 females who ever rejected you in life, then most people, I'm not saying it is, but I'm just going, okay, 5. Still sounds crazy to the average person. Most people who hear that are going to be like, the fuck are you talking about? Are you like not pushing up on anyone ever? Or are you lying?
Real dope said before that he gets shows. That's what you were saying, right? You don't go up to
I wasn't one of those guys that was like hollering at every girl. That wasn't me.
It was. So I would chalk up them not going to either they had a man or they was just dumb. Like, you know, like how you gonna not choose me? So that's how I figured it. But I was going up to holler at them, so I got shot down before.
And let's be real. Let's be real. Y'all don't gotta be real transparent on this, but just give like a nod. When at this time when women was choosing y'all, were y'all in a position where y'all was more of an exception, or were y'all the rule when women were choosing y'all?
I've always been an exceptional nigga.
Okay.
I was born.
No. Okay, but when I talk
That's
about
the real answer.
I know, but listen to what I'm saying. When I talk about your mentality and how you think, we're talking about from afar. If a woman see you, is it something about you, not your looks? Because I don't care if you handsome or not. All dudes are handsome. They just get approached by women all day long. Is it something? Were you in an exceptional position where something set you apart and a woman can see that at hello? Or was it you just an average guy when these women were approaching y'all?
Shit, I've been a foot and a half taller damn near to everybody since I was 10.
Yeah.
Right. So
he said 6,
the answer would be
7.
yes for you
Like,
then,
so
right?
that's different.
Y'all stopped
Like,
growing at 13.
That's different.
Yeah, so the answer will be yes for you, right?
Yes.
Okay, what about you, Real Dope? Were you the exception, or were you just an average guy?
Exception.
Okay. See, this is why y'all need to shut up. See, when you're an exception, listen, I don't mean this to be disrespectful. What I'm saying, when you're an exception, of course, things are different for an exception. That's why y'all have to speak from a position of the average of the norm. You can't make $400,000, $500,000, $300,000, $1 million, $2 million a year and then walk around and talk about your life experiences like you're the norm. You can't be 6'8".
We reviewing Paul Pierce. He's doing that. And that nigga's clearly not the norm.
Well, why do I gotta talk from somebody else's perspective?
You don't have to talk from somebody else's perspectives, but you have to mention that there's a caveat. Listen, if you talk like, oh, women just approach me, I don't gotta approach no women. Okay, well, groupies might approach you because they might think you're an athlete. But if you was you tell me the guy who's 5'9" walking around like, man, women just always approaching me. That don't happen to men 5'7", 5'8", 5'9". Y'all don't know how to remove the exception in your life to say, hey, maybe this is happening to me because it's something outside of my control. They don't know me. Like, I don't know these people. They don't know me to say, oh, I like him. Like somebody said, I forget who it was a second ago. It was like, is the woman, maybe it was the video, I don't know. Is the woman approaching you? Don't deal with a woman who's after you for your money and this, that, and the third. It's like, what are we talking about? Most men try to showcase that they have money to attract women. How could a woman who don't know you approach you for your mentality? How is that possible that a woman you've never spoken to can like you for anything other than the physical or what you are portraying?
Yeah, well, can I so I come from a different era than you, right? A little bit different era. Like, you mean to tell me that you think that it's hard to believe that we have social media, right? So all of the women that I'm talking to, that who I'm getting, who we exchanging numbers with and we texting for 2 weeks, that finally when you actually meet them in person, it's like we already know everything about you. Already know all of this. Already know you trying to say that it's hard to believe that the women who showed mutual interest and we finally got together, that it's hard to believe that I was still in the deal on the vast majority of them. 95, 90, over 95%.
You see how dumb this is, True? So obviously a woman can do her reconnaissance if you're posting your life on social media and she can see what you're about. But we're talking about cold approaching. At least that's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking that somebody has. I'm not thinking you're talking about you're talking about women on social media, and that's been your whole take. All the women.
Well, wouldn't that be your issue for you throwing your own context in there? Wouldn't that be your own issue?
Yeah.
All I told you was that I'm shooting 95 from the field. That's all I said.
That's why I said I'm thinking that we're talking about cold approaching.
No, say sorry.
No, I'm not gonna say sorry, sir. Listen. You're not realizing that the women see what you're portraying. What do you got on social media that they fall in love with? So
Bro, stop it. I'm talking about when I was a young boy.
We gotta get Mastro in there too, yo.
But real quick, Will, like for me back then, like the I'm no go ahead.
It's gonna be
because the play was so easy. Like for real quick. I was for me
low hanging fruit, and he over here acting like he doing
I'm saying,
something.
for me, this is what I used to do when I used to like text or whatever. My move was to pull up on them in person, and it's done. As soon as they see me, oh, that was my move. I pull up on them in person, it's a wrap. Oh,
My homie Dre like that.
Oh, I didn't know. Huh?
What woman is letting you pull up on her on social media that don't already like you? Now she determines she like you. Like, oh, now I like you.
He said he looked better in person.
It's a different level.
So when they see him in person, they gonna go even harder.
Marcus, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Exactly what you're talking about. I got two homies to do the same thing.
See, this is what they're saying. Oh,
Will, you don't get it. You don't get it. Let's move on.
I know I don't get it because I seal the deal before I show up. See,
I got
Will.
Will,
You're letting your height seal the deal, or you're saying you're pretty, and that's sealing the deal. See,
look,
women tend to like me because of what I say.
No, I got a homie that all he would do was find a way to get an eye line of the women and just wait for them. Like that was his thing. He like as soon as she see me, she gonna go.
Sound like a tall, pretty nigga who got a lot of jewelry.
Got 6'3", 6'4", pretty nigga. Yeah.
Why you think that's supposed to make us feel some type of way?
No, I don't care. Listen, I'm trying to make y'all aware that it's physical. And if a woman sees you, I know you don't. I'm not telling you should care. Listen to what I'm saying. You're letting the fact that you're an exception to the rule work in your favor, and y'all don't realize that.
Y'all
are sitting here talking, but look, y'all would talk to a bunch of guys who are 5'9" to 6 feet. I was 5'8" to 6 feet, and y'all be saying all you got to do is.
Yeah, we is all you gotta do ass niggas. But here's where you fall flat at though. We said all you gotta do at your level. So what Real Dope is saying would work for somebody at their level if they mess with the women who like them.
This is crazy.
You might not get the same quality of women as Real Dope might get, but you can get the quality of women that like you.
Bro,
that's so M. Mike, that's correct. But the problem is nobody likes them, right? So that's the problem. So we know how real shit. No. But they're not gonna run into it. Y'all not because I understand that part of it. I talked to enough people who had these type of issues, right? It's just what it is. Like it's extremely lopsided. The reason why people who are of a certain height are able to be able to get easy women because all the women want those guys, right? But the people who don't fit into those, which are most people, are average, right? They don't have the same access at all. It's lopsided. It's not like the top tier joints is going to go after you and then they're going to get some mid tier. No, their options is like somebody who's like obese, 6 kids in, super broke, bad hygiene. On average, if you don't have something dope about you, you're gonna have to go out and get it. That's still that fucking peacocking just standing there shit. That doesn't work in real life for most cats. They can
act like
do that
women.
It ain't gonna work.
I'm gonna go post up and watch women show up, and niggas want to sit here and act like they can bottle that up and package it and sell it to some young men.
Nah, it's not gonna. Yeah, and I get it. It's not practical advice. We can't give out practical advice for the average person from that perspective. We're not saying that. You know what I mean? Because I understand what you're saying. Y'all pretty much got pretty privilege, which is cool. We dig it. But
I go up.
I'm a nigga saying he cold approach.
Yeah, but it's different.
6'8" talking about our cold approach. Nigga, it don't matter. No exception. Go where you go.
Yeah, trust me, it don't matter, bro. I'm telling you, I know because
in a position to give some average people advice about anything average because unfortunately, JR doesn't put average niggas for the most part on the panel.
He put a lot of average thinking niggas on this panel.
But that's not what I'm talking about, Will. But you say like I don't think that we need to give a voice to people who are fucking losers. They have to earn that privilege. Like I don't give losers consideration in life. I don't give losers consideration in my day. It's not a loser that can contact me on my phone. Trev, you can call me, and why you call me? Talk to my damn near every day. Like who gives a fuck about what these average niggas are going through?
We do,
but that's not the point.
I can tell you why.
What?
Go ahead, Will. Go ahead, Will.
Go ahead, Trev.
So, I mean, look, this is just how I think, right? I realize most of the people who we're talking to don't fit within that. If we are saying that, we're pretty much saying fuck the audience that is supporting and watching us right now. That's
No,
pretty much
just
what
the
we're doing
losers
because
in the audience. I don't think the majority of our audience is comprised of them people either.
but
You
no,
a
I
damn
dig it, but
right.
we're not even. So all right, so then we have to say, what do we consider losers? Are we saying the average person is a loser, or is the average person average?
No, so this
Are we
is what I'm
where's
saying.
the cutoff?
I don't think the losers and average niggas would even want to watch this panel because there's nobody up here who is relatable to them. None of us. So average niggas is not like, if anything, and I don't believe that average men watch TV, like watch panels like this to find something to aspire to. That's what women do. Unattractive, average, ugly women will go watch a panel full of bad bitches talking about bad bitch shit so they can try to identify with it. Broke niggas and losers are not going to watch this show and try to aspire or align themselves with the things we're saying because it's not part of their reality. And you notice that when we bring them up here, they stand out like sore fucking thumbs, like the nigga with no ears, OTC RoboCop. Like when you bring them up here, they just don't fit in. So it's like, I don't think that the majority of the audience, the people that are watching this shit, are of that same ilk. I don't think the majority of the people in the chat are OTC Robos. I don't think the majority of the people in the chat are that nigga with no ears, the potato head nigga. So I don't think that average people are going to watch this show. Because if average folks watch this show, JR will have 10 million followers.
See, I know average niggas watch this show. You know how I know? Because I offend niggas on her. I don't even want to say average, below average niggas. Because I offend people everywhere I go. I don't even mean to offend. I be trying to give people a dose of reality, a healthy dose of reality. And I will contrast it with what we're doing, with what we should be doing. And people can't tell the difference. They can't tell when I'm talking about an idealistic way of living versus a realistic way of living. I'll tell them how things should be, and they'll make an argument that is not that way. And I'm like, dumbass, I just said how it should be. I'm not making an argument for how it is. If I was making an argument for how it is, I wouldn't use the words should be. But again, like I'm telling Marcus and Real Dope, when they be lying, or at least when I think they lying. And look, I got respect for Marcus. I got respect for Real Dope. I rock with them both. I tell them both, I think they super cool dudes. I think they super poised. I think they super respectful. I like them both dearly. I want to make sure that's on record. And Willie, you better not ever give shout outs of who you can talk to and not mention me, sir.
Well, nigga, I was talking to you. So I ain't have to tell you that I could talk to you. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, I just want so no, look, I mean, Trev, my dog, JR, my dog. I don't talk to True or Maestro outside of here, but I can call you other gentlemen outside of here. I think y'all all super cool. We ain't got no beef, right? But I'm gonna challenge y'all on here. I'm not gonna sit up here and yes man with y'all if I think y'all off base. And if y'all think I'm off base, challenge me. But we don't get nowhere just yes manning each other, especially if we don't agree. Like when I hear Real Dope say this crazy stuff, and then Real Dope will say something that I agree with, I'll be like, yep, amen, I agree with it. But come on, man, y'all got to understand. Look, I'm an exception. Here's where I'm an exception to the rule. I'm outgoing, and I'm willing to say and do things the average guy isn't willing to say and do. And sometimes, huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't hear you. What do you say? What do you say, Willie?
Hey man, listen.
Hey, what do you say?
He got cooked.
No,
I'm just laughing, bro. Don't make
Let me call my phone and go hit rewind and find out what this dude said. Let me go to YouTube real quick.
I think there are a lot more average people watching this show. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna disagree with that one. I think there's a lot more average people watching this show. I think we give a lot of credit. We try to say who's average and who is not. I think there's a lot more average people watching this show. Not saying that they're trying to aspire to be like anybody on the panel, but I think average people are majorly watching panels. You know, people who are not average are doing other things. That's why y'all haven't seen me in a while. There's a reason why for that. I got other things to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing being on here. I didn't like the way that JR made my face look like on one of the thumbnails. That shit was crazy. But I'm gonna let that go because I'm not an average person. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna put an AI, put some respect on my name, no Birdman. But at the same time, I do think it's average people watching the show. But what was the original question that you asked JR for the clip?
Let's see. Would you respect a woman more for saying no or for giving it up to you?
Fuck, I ain't even answer that. Damn.
Okay, so yeah, I was waiting to answer that question, but I know discourse was good. I would say no. She said no to me. I can't respect that because I already know that she already gave it up. Somebody else. She already did it for somebody else. And I know for a fact I'm not just asking any woman to do anything because I'm not average, right? So if I'm not asking just any woman to do anything and she tells me no, that lets me know where her mindset is. That lets me know where she don't trust me. That lets me know she playing games. Hell, I don't even know sometimes if real dope trolling or not. He just mentioned a second ago. Am I not supposed to speak for other men? This nigga be speaking for other men on me all the time. No, he ain't in a situation. I'm like, that's a contradiction right there. But it is what it is because I know he's trolling. So I let it go. I let that stuff, because I know his personality, you know what I'm saying? So I fuck with real dope. But at the same time, I think that, when it comes to a woman saying no, yeah, she gets to say whatever she wants to say. I can't make her do it. I can't make her do what I want her to do and how I want her to go and how I want her to move. But if she tells me no, I know that's a problem. Not because I'm saying she's making the wrong choice, not because she doesn't have choice. It's because I know I'm not just asking any woman to do something. Going back to the not being average.
Y'all seen that movie, The Wood, when he was like, "You let that nigga Tracy hit, and I know I look better than him." You know what I'm talking about? Like the lifestyle point. It's a woman. If a woman told me no, 10, 15 years ago, I mean, I get it. But now, like, you're not about to have high standards when you meet me, bitch. That's just not how it's gonna go. Like, yesterday's price is gonna be today's price too, and then especially it's again if you fucking with niggas that work at the post office, Walmart, at pawn shops, CVS, pharmacy techs, and that's like your criteria of saying where you've been getting your dick supply from, and probably the men you have children by. You come with me. That's all of that shit you did for them is basic. And that's what you got to come to the table with. Because again, if those types of niggas are your type and you think you about to come over here and then raise your price to me because I can afford it, you got me fucked up.
Well, it goes even further, bro. Y'all got to understand. So the reason why I think it's disrespectful or I can't respect it is because you generally would think that, okay, there's a chain of events that took place to get us to this point. We're not just I didn't meet you today and we met online or whatever, then we met up at a coffee shop and I'm trying to rub on your leg at the coffee shop and you're telling me stop, right? We got to this intimate setting. Generally, most guys have forked out of their wallet, done some things, gave some consideration. You took the consideration, knowing what he wants, knowing you shouldn't put yourself in these environments if you don't want certain things to happen. And I'm not saying it has to happen because you're in these environments, but then to tell a man no, yeah, cool, no.
That's what I get. Like, are we really? To each their own. Are we really out here, to what you said, Will, asking women, like petitioning for the exchange? Like that blow my mind. I'm kind of like, is that how it's going down? like truly?
Please, ma'am, could I have a smidge of the coochie?
I don't think most people ask, but they'll make they'll pursue. It's all physical, right? But you can still easily get rejected.
Hey, Will, somebody in the chat said, I wonder what makes them think they're not average.
I mean,
I know I'm average. I just know I got above average game.
Will, shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah,
no, I do, bro. Listen,
true.
Look, everybody has something that sets them apart.
Will, you are not average, sir.
Well, think you got game.
Sir, you are not average.
No. See,
I appreciate the humble sometimes, but this ain't the time for it.
Listen, I don't have average income, but I'm average. I'm a little bit above average height. I'm 6 feet. I'm not 6'4", 6'5", 6'10".
Nigga, I know, but same shit.
Right, but what I'm saying though is like, I don't look at myself as if like a guy who works at Amazon or the UPS store or whatever. I don't care where they work. I look at them dudes as like my peers. Not income wise or employment wise, but when I talk to them, that will determine if I don't think we're on the same level. I don't put them in a category due to physical height, appearance, income. I put them in a different category. I categorize people by how they speak and their intellect levels.
You don't dictate the categories, Will.
But like the thing is, we're talking
I'm
about
telling you what I do. I'm not saying what other people.
In the eyes of women.
It's irrelevant.
In the eyes of women, and the eyes of the women that we all want, none of us, none of us are average. In that group of women that we all want, the ones we aspire to, we are the furthest fucking thing from average. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about if I go to the gym and meet a nigga work at Amazon, we can't find something to connect on, have a conversation with, you know what I'm saying, or build a friend. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about for the simple fact that for the women that we want, like at this level, all the women that are around us have got fat asses, pretty, and got their shit together. So we get to pick from the multitude of those women.
But here's what I'm saying.
Because we're not average.
Willie, when I was broke, my mindset was what it is today. It's a little sharper now, but my mindset was, and I conveyed how I think to women, and that's what garnered the attention. Maybe they thought I was attractive, but maybe I wasn't the most attractive. I don't know. They don't tell me, hey, you're the most handsome guy I've ever met.
You still wasn't average.
What'd you say?
You wasn't average. Even when you was broke, you wasn't average.
And you still fucked. So
I think like when Paul Pierce said, how many days does it take? Like that stood out to me, because I was like, these conversations, like I always thought when you approach, however you approach, whether it was the dope approach, whether it was Willie's approach, you made contact. This woman is aware on why you're talking to her. Unless you handed her a business card and contracts are being drawn, she's under the impression that, like, I'm assuming I'm trying to take you out. You do that, you execute. So you're nurturing some level of relationship, right? Sex, in my opinion, I never had this happen. That's why I'm like blown away. Like we're talking about this. This just doesn't occur.
Well,
So
true. I think you're maybe misinterpreting. So maybe I said I said the word no. I think I assumed that we all had the same experience of you kind of like you put your hand here, then you put your hand here, and then you put your hand there, and then you try to go for the goods, and she like not there. I thought we kind of was on the same page with that.
I think everybody had that experience, and if the man say he hasn't had that experience, I'll give him the side eye. But I'll tell him he lying. But maybe he just don't talk to women like that. So I agree with you, real dope. But we were just taking literally what you said. So if you're just talking about these experiences, I think most people have had those experiences.
And what you doing, nigga? Trying to learn a card trick? All right.
So I think everybody on this panel probably has something that the women that they attract generally likes about them. Like there's something, right? And maybe we've honed that skill, whether we know it, whether it's unbeknownst to us, or whether we're fully cognizant of it. There's something that you do well that the women you generally attract likes about you. Women like the way I talk to them. Now, maybe a woman may like the way I look. Maybe she may like what I have. I don't always know if they like those things. But one thing I do know is they like the way I talk to them, because that's what I use to get them. Women don't always get to see me in an intimate level to know if I have this or if I'm tall or whatever the case may be. The way I talk to them is what makes them want to get to know me. Real Dope is saying I use some one-liners. I do enough to get them to see me, because when they see me, that's when I'm gonna get to win them over. Because I'm gonna get out the car and they're gonna be like, oh, baby Jesus, sweet baby Jesus, look at this big nigga.
It's something about like guys. It's after we all see it. It's just some of us have an aura, like we just out and we attract shit. Like it happens, for one thing or for one reason or other. For another, it just happens to the guys that just have it. Like it's one of the things got to be in you, not on you. And it's everybody got their thing, but at the end of the day, having that thing makes you not average, because you have something that the women you want for themselves. Because women aren't fucking average. Well, excuse me, most women aren't fucking average women. I mean, average men. So if you're getting, consistent vaginal access to women, you can't be average.
I know a bunch of average niggas with kids.
Well, yeah, I know a bunch of fat bitches with kids. Man, shit happens.
Yeah, but it would dispel the notion. So
but we'll just say that it's less mathematically probable for you to be average if you have consistent vaginal access to women, because again, the majority of women are not fucking average dudes.
But I personally think men who go at bat and consistently go at bat gets more access than the guys who don't go up the bat.
They're taking more shots.
Right, but regardless on what their profile is. So there's guys who have a great profile, but because their confidence is not there or they're not willing to get rejected, they don't go at bat and they're in a drop.
JR, you funny for that. I think that the majority of y'all, I say probably the majority of y'all y'all go talk to and code approach more women than I have, because I'm a sniper. I don't go out and it's not a numbers thing for me. Like, I identify a target and take it down. It's because that's just how I'm also emotionally lazy.
Willie,
am I prime, Willie? Should I everything I seen, sometimes I ain't even want to holler at, just to keep my shit sharp. I just be shooting every day, 10, 15 times a day.
That's not me.
We gotta talk to our ladies. Listen, I want to get with you brothers and want to talk to our ladies. Be like, look, babe, we ain't out here on no fugazi nothing. We just need to prove some of these niggas is lying. So we gonna get together. We gonna go out there and put our skills to the test. I'm gonna talk to my woman right now. When I get off this line, hey baby, when me and Willie get together, this is what we gonna do. When me and Dope get together, this is what we gonna do. Because I think you niggas is lying.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna win, because I don't have it in me to talk. I hate talking to women. I hate talking to people. But like, most women are fucking annoying to me. Like, especially in large fucking groups. So I'm not the nigga ever gonna walk up to a bunch of bitches and be like, hey, I want to fuck all of y'all. Now, if y'all want me to go get some bitches, that's cool. But I'm never gonna be the dude just out here shooting like Marcus. I'm not. I don't have no bullshit.
JR, do you think my personality is to just walk up to random women and start hollering at them?
No.
Do you think mine is, JR?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know how it was in the past, but I don't get that from you when we was out. That you just
I get it from him.
Listen,
I'm not saying like while I'm in a relationship. Do you think that I have the capacity that if I was single, that I would have any question about walking up and just hollering at
no. I mean, I know you'll walk up to somebody. I'm just saying. I thought you're talking about now, present time.
Like, am I thirsty? No, I'm not saying I'm thirsty.
Here's the question.
I think Will walk up to a group of women and think and give them a pitch. I think you give him a pitch, he see if it worked, then he just walk.
Hey, lady, check this out.
Right.
Opportunity.
That pitch will be this, Dope. I'll walk up to that group of women and say, which one of y'all like me?
I'm playing, baby.
I like all y'all. Which one of y'all like me?
No, you ain't got to do that, bro. Just go get a pitch. Go give a pitch to the fullback in the group. That's who you got to win over.
No,
you win her over, she's going to introduce you to the pretty ones.
Listen, I'm gonna take whichever one. I don't care which one it is.
Look, I got a question. I got a question real quick. Let me ask this question. Did y'all while we on the topic? Did y'all notice? Did y'all notice during that clip that Kendra didn't answer the question, but then she held Paul to the same standard to answer the question? That was something I noticed throughout the whole. She was so smooth throughout the whole damn interview. And I think it was because the Cheyenne situation, she did her homework and she didn't want him to call her out on her stuff. I noticed that she didn't answer his question. She kept changing the subject. Did y'all notice that?
Paul would be.
Then she held him to the same standard.
He was just fucking a nigga that was a scammer and is back in jail. Like, the fact that Kendra G is the worst thing to black women dating since fucking, I don't know, STDs. Like, the fact that Kendra G has a platform is the most ridiculous shit. She is the queen of coke. Kendra G in dating is what fat bitches are to body positivity. She's like, oh, I'm single because I got money. Oh, I'm single because I did this. Kendra G is the worst thing to happen to black women getting married in the history of fucking ever.
Hey, you know what's funny? I saw the comment that JR just put on the screen. I think it's
not
funny,
me, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the only one.
Oh, I don't know who. My bad, JR. I thought it was just you.
God damn, how many of you niggas got admin rights for this motherfucker?
So look, I think it's funny, right? So I'm a people person. I'm extremely outgoing. I own a sales company, right? I own a sales company. So I have the ability to walk into people's businesses and convince them to give me their full name, address, business name, business address, tax ID number, social security number, cell phone number, bank account information, all of that on the first encounter. So now, if you think that I can't walk up to a group of women or a singular woman and say something compelling enough to get that woman to at least drop her guard and laugh. Y'all are out y'all damn rabbit ass minds.
That's not what I'm saying, Will.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm just, the brother said that I'll scare him away. Normally, I don't even address when people mention me, right? But I'm trying to convey something to help people understand something. I teach salespeople how to be persuasive. I teach sales. If y'all think talking to women ain't sales, y'all are crazy. And if y'all think women don't like aggressive men, y'all are double crazy. If y'all don't think women like confident men, men who will tell them how it's going to be, real dope. Do you think women like men to tell them how it's going to be?
You asking the wrong person, brother. You asking the wrong
So I, sir, will be your worst nightmare to go up against to say, hey, I don't think he's gonna be successful. You'll be sadly mistaken. I'm not saying I'm gonna get every woman that I approach. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm going to get more out of the experiences than the average guy would, because I know what to say, I know how to say it, I know when to say it, and women tend to get comfortable around me. So some of you guys that haven't mastered that yet, I get it. It doesn't happen overnight. And like Marcus was saying, Marcus will shoot his shot 15 times. Bro, I would tell people, and when I used to tell young boys, I'm like, bro, go shoot your shot. Go in the mall and talk to every woman you meet. And I'm not saying talk to her being thirsty, trying to get her number to actually get with her, but go talk to her with just the objective to put a smile on her face. Get comfortable making women comfortable. Trust me, if I'm not on these panels, these platforms, I hope y'all don't think I'm this aggressive with women when I'm one-on-one with them. You'll be a damn fool to think that. I'm talking to dudes. I only talk to dudes and hyenas up here. I don't be talking to classy, feminine, soft women up here. Whenever I come on these panels, there's always some type of nigga bitch.
God damn, the shots. The
Or
shot.
it's just
they say that most men be doing. Well, like they say, most men they be suckers off cam when it comes to women.
yeah, but see, I'm not a sucker offline. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't
But
say you. I'm just saying.
JR, you know what's gonna get people fucked up? Is it show like who liked somebody picture? Like, and we keep seeing the same niggas like in saying Instagram bitches pictures in the chat. Like it's the same niggas. That shit, like Instagram is petty as fuck for that. Because I should not know that, you know what I'm saying, one of y'all like I'm saying big BBW women. But
oh yeah, see, I don't even know why y'all like these women's photos. Like, what value does it give us to like these women's photos?
If a man likes a woman's
puts
photo, his
more
dick is attached to
of
that.
those in there.
What'd you say, Trev?
We gotta
So,
talk to our
let's
boy.
say you like BBWs, right?
Who?
And you like a BBW, it's gonna start putting more and more BBWs on your shit.
I'm just saying, what's the point? Like us liking these women photos is what makes it harder for guys to get success with these women.
I agree. I don't think
Yeah, because they worry about their own success. A lot of times people be thirsty, and they feel
But it
like,
doesn't garner
this
any
person liked it.
success.
Let me see.
I don't think
Tell
that.
them that.
They're
I don't think
stupid.
they're worried about. I don't think they're worried about success. I think that they're just doing something. They're just doing something, and I think that's the problem. I think that they should be more tactical, and you do better not liking photos than liking photos. So I don't think men should be liking no woman's photos unless it's tactical.
Isn't that the same reason? Isn't that like going to the strip club? Because I think that crap's pointless, and dudes do it all the time.
No, it's not pointless. Wasn't pointless for me.
I think
strip club.
So I can give you a point.
A lot of business gets done.
I'm open to dialogue.
A lot of business gets conducted in strip clubs. I will tell you that a lot of non-boardroom business gets coached.
Okay, you're gonna call me a liar. You're gonna call me a liar because that's what y'all gonna do. But I used to go to strip clubs purposely because I knew the strippers was gonna like me and I was gonna get their number and leave.
Why would we think you're lying?
Because y'all think I'm lying about it. That's not that uncommon.
Did any of them ever give you some money? Real dope. Did any of them ever give you money?
No, I hit them, but I just hit them one time. Any strip I ever.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, this is crazy.
How the nigga put himself on death row with STD row? Gosh, damn!
That's good risk management. You don't want to keep fucking a stripper, but then you're gonna start fucking around liking that girl. So that's smart. Hit them one time and move.
Oh my god. Well, I tell y'all, man,
But Will, to your point, I will say this: you were making sense when it came to that sales part. Because I'm gonna give y'all a gem. I'm gonna give the audience a gem real quick. Anytime that I end up doing, because I own my own business too. Anytime that I'm getting ready to do business with somebody and I tell them about a paid consultation or something, I always use the metaphor: we got to go on a date before we get married, and it works 99% of the time. Whether it's a woman or a man, they laugh because they understand the metaphor. You know what I'm saying? So to your point, Will, it makes sense. I swear to God, 99% of the time, it breaks the ice, it kills everything because everybody's been on a date before. They understand the feelings that they get when they've been on that date. They understand the consequences and the commitment it takes for marriage. 99% of the time, that metaphor works.
Well, just so people know what I do. So I own a credit card processing company. Whenever you see these machines in people's businesses, this was me and the agents that I have, and just sitting on my desk right here, right? So
you got your kids tapping to get bottles, bro.
And I'm just saying, listen, every time somebody swipe a card on one of these machines, I get paid. Literally, I got clients in Georgia, Florida, South North Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, New York, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Texas, Arizona, California, Nevada, and Oregon. I got clients all over the country. And so it's like all of my clients, almost every last one of them, when they became my client, I was in their place of business. So it's not like I'm calling people and being like, hey, I know you're in Nevada. Would you like to do business with me? No, I'm in Nevada working. I'm in Tennessee working. I'm in Alabama working. So what I'm saying is I'm in different states getting people to do business with me, and I don't live here. They don't know me from Adam. If I can't get a girl to give me her phone number, but I can get somebody to give me their whole business livelihood, because everything they do runs on this machine. This is how they make all the money to take care of their employees, take care of their families. But they're going to entrust me in a high risk, in a society where fraud is at epic proportions right now. And it's just like, look, to think that men who do what I do, especially charismatic men, especially men who look like something, especially men who are at least 6 feet tall, to think those men are going to struggle to get a woman's attention.
5'11" plus on. You got to be 5'11" plus on.
I don't think anybody was doubting that, honestly.
No, I'm just letting the naysayers.
Well, I do got to see you work though, Will, because your move just sound trash to me.
Cool.
Like your move sound trash, and but I got to see that in action.
I know you don't believe that, but I know he don't believe that. You know, real dope just be wanting to antagonize me.
No, I think you smooth, and I think you're one of the best talkers out there, right? But this move is it's on corny. You got to retire that one.
What move?
Which one of y'all like me?
Oh, have you ever tried it? Have you ever tried it?
No, I ain't gonna try it.
Oh, okay. So listen, all the fellas, this JR, check this out. I'm gonna give all your audience members some little homework and see who does it. I want you gentlemen, next time y'all see a group of women. Now, even if you corny, you might be corny. So, and you might have no game, no charisma. Walk up to those women and muster up whatever confidence you have and just say, ooh, do it just like this. You are some very attractive women. And I must say, I like all of y'all. Which one of y'all like me? And come back and tell JR, because I ain't going to be here more than likely. Come back and tell JR in the comment section, we don't know what he talking about. They laughed at me. Or come back and say, you know what? Surprisingly, work. Let's go do it. Now, I'm not saying that you just going to bat 100% when you do it. So maybe you don't get a phone number, but come back and report your results anyway. I want to hear it. And if all y'all say, well, damn, that don't work, then I know I'm just an exceptional nigga.
Let me see super chats real quick. Prince 499, what's good, my G's? Bruno, also remember $10 super sticker. Naomi, remember for 4 months. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. Absolutely. Prince again, 499. If you empty your account, y'all tripping. And if your woman was with any other man before you, dope, is that suspect too? They got 11, $10. Like I said before, we'll argue like a female. I only gifted one Lapeef Network membership at Brown with the $4 super sticker. Also a member. Thank you guys. Hit that like button on your way out. Make sure y'all support everybody that's on the panel. We live tomorrow.
Wait, JR, Is that the same dude that didn't show up to the smoke show?
I'm not sure.
You know that's Big Ant when we did the smoke show specifically for him.
Well, I know Big Ant been around, but if he's one of your smokers, I'm not sure. But if he is, Big Ant 11, if you're still watching, Will is still waiting on that smoke.
It ain't gonna ever come.